this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
Joey, how's Clinton Ewell thought of in their own town?
Check 1, 2.
I've worked 28 years in the business.
Yeah.
Just retired from interesting to me. The stories that come north from Clinton Ewell. If you don't buy from Clinton Ewell,
Hello and good afternoon, everybody. Welcome once again to Sweet Johnson Stadium on the campus of North Eugene High School as we enter Day 3 of the AAA American Legion Baseball State Tournament. Your Roseburg Dr. Stewart getting ready to take on the defending state champion Medford Mustangs in a must-win game for both sides. It was an exciting Day 2 of action here in the state tournament, with every game coming down to the final play of the ball game. The Doc Stewarts surviving yesterday against the Portland Hillsdale Merchants 76, while the Medford Mustangs ended up on the wrong side of things against the Portland Barbers yesterday, losing in 8 innings, 9-8. We'll talk more about those games throughout today's broadcast, but as we continue our way towards first pitch of this elimination ball game, we'll get a chance to catch up with head coach Eric Savage here in just a moment. This is the Roseburg Disposal pregame show. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Joey Kieran. It's great to be with you. Roseburg Disposal, you can let them make the run to the dump for you. Give them a call at 673-7122. Your Roseburg, Clint Newell, Dr. Stewarts are brought to you by we're sponsored here today by the Cow Creek Tribe, where we've got the video stream going here this afternoon. It's up and running, so join us there at 541radio.com, or you can find us on our YouTube channel. Search 1490 The Score on YouTube to find us streaming there. Again, brought to you by the Cow Creek Tribe. As we get ready for this one, Doc Stewart's coming in 20-16-1 on the season for the Medford Mustangs. They're 26-15. One team will be moving on to Day 4 of the tournament tomorrow, and one team will be done for the season. We'll find out more about all of that coming up as we make our way through today's broadcast. We check in with Coach Eric Savage when we return after this 2-minute timeout on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
Find everything you need to enjoy the outdoors, at home or on the road, at Douglas County Farmers Co-op. Our garden center has what you need to create an oasis at home, from patio furniture to plants and everything in between. And whether you're barbecuing at home or tailgating at the game, we stock the best products from Yeti, Traeger, and Weber. Stop by or shop online at DouglasCountyFarmersCoop.com.
In baseball, home plate is always 60 feet 6 inches from the mound. But in life, sometimes your home plate needs to move. If you're planning to move, contact BTB Moving for help. BTB Moving is a labor-only company offering statewide services such as packing and unpacking, loading and unloading, piano moving, cleaning services, and 24-hour emergency services. BTB Moving is an affordable veteran-owned company. Call 541-315-0122 for help with your next move. BTB Moving, for all your moving needs.
Batting fifth at first base, number 17, Evan Martin.
Back here with more of our Roseburg Disposal pregame show. Let them make the run to the dump for you, and you can give them a call at 673-7122. We're getting you ready for today's first game of the tournament as the Doc Stewarts take on the Medford Mustangs in another elimination game for the Doc Stewarts as they hang on yesterday. Coach, you calmed down at all? The blood pressure gone down, the heart rate come down after yesterday's exciting contest for the Doc Stewarts?
I don't know if it will till we're all said and done with this tournament. But, it was a good win, and we had a couple different talks last night. I feel a lot better where we're at, and hopefully we come ready to go today. And
yeah.
Just excited to be here. Excited to be here another day.
Yeah, for sure. It's always nice to be here in the tournament for another day longer, and the Doc Stewarts looking to try and knock out the defending champions. You know, the team
yesterday did have to deal with some adversity. Early deficit that they had to battle back from, some awkward hops on the natural grass that gave you guys troubles. What'd you feel about how they handled the adversity yesterday versus, a 7-run deficit in the first inning of the game before that really kind of just took them out of the game?
Yeah, we, like you said, had some weird things going on. We were also a little flat, and then had that big inning, and still had some interesting things happen. Still not doing some things that we normally do, and man, for us to come back and do some of those things that we did yesterday, some leadership showed up, and just kids taking on on a role on their own instead of waiting for someone to do it. I told them after the game, for us to be able to do that, take a risk at the end of the game there too, and come away with a win. I was super proud of them, and probably the most proud I've been of any of my clubs. It's been an interesting couple days, and there's been a lot of emotions, and I think after yesterday, I think it helped us, kind of come together. We've been riding this wave up and down, and that was the stress point last night. Is just we gotta be even keeled. We gotta stick together no matter what, and just keep fighting, and let hopefully the ball bounces our way and good things happen.
Yeah.
So.
I didn't get a chance to probably highlight it as much as I would have liked to yesterday because it was the last play of the game, but I wanted to ask your thoughts on the play by Braxton Dill. He came in after you guys had to make some changes with, upgrading speed on the bases with Drew getting in there, and so you guys had to make that change at catcher. Came in out of the dugout late in the game in a big moment and a one-hopper to the plate to try and win the game, and he comes through. How big was that, and what do you think of kind of how that game wrapped up?
Oh, my gosh. First of all, Braxton Dill is just a team player. Been extremely thankful he came back and wanted to do this again this summer, and he's just been an asset for us. And I love the kid, man. He's such a good guy, good kid, and for him to kind of get pushed into that catching role late in the season after we lost a guy, and he took that on, and he's kind of ran with it. He's been our guy with his shinnies on, helping everybody out wherever we can, and just a can-do mentality. And it's tough when you're not playing, and so it's very admirable of him. And then, to be put in that situation where we talked about it an inning before, potentially him having to run for or getting a runner for Knox and him potentially going the game. I'm ready, coach. And for him to come in and block 3 tough baseballs and then to come in a first and third situation where it was high anxiety, a difficult moment, and for him to throw the ball down there just how we wanted him to, for Brooks Avery to pick that ball and throw it right back. And Brooks had a tough day, made a hell of a play there, great read, and for Braxton to get that out, I mean, that was a moment I think he's going to be talking about for the rest of his life. 10 years down the road when he runs in these guys, they're going to be like, Brax, remember when you did that? He's going to smile from ear to ear, man. I'm just so happy for him.
Yeah. Today is day 3 of the tournament, and yesterday, day 2, was an exciting one with every game coming down to the wire. You guys have to obviously continue play after a high emotions game yesterday. Everybody else is going to be in the same situation as you get ready for Medford, a team that had to go into extra innings. How do you feel like kind of a day like that kind of might have the opportunity to affect the team?
Like I said, we gotta not go on this roller coaster ride. We gotta stay even keel, and like you said, all those teams went through some games that were decided in the last inning, and it was just good that we were the one that came out on top when we're going today versus Medford, who had a 7-0 lead and lost that due to whatever circumstances. And I think we're in a good place and we're ready to go. And we feel like we've left some on the table for when we played Medford in the past, and we don't want to do that again. So. Mentality is good right now. I think the focus is the best it's been since we've been here. So I'm excited to see what happens.
All right, Coach. Best of luck to you guys out there today.
You too, Joey.
That is Coach Eric Savage joining us here in the Roseburg Disposal pregame show. We're going to take a 60-second break. We'll come back with our starting lineups as the Mustangs will take the field as the designated home team in the matchup here on 541radio.com and on the Score 92.
Purchase your next vehicle is just as important as the vehicle itself. At Roseburg Honda, our seasoned staff is dedicated to matching you with the right car. From sales to service, our goal is to make sure all of your needs are met. and you leave our dealership feeling good every time you visit. No need to waste your valuable time driving up and down the freeway when the ultimate car buying experience is right here at home. Roseburg Honda. We treat you like family.
Find everything you need to enjoy the outdoors at home or on the road at Douglas County Farmers Co-op. Our garden center has what you need to create an oasis at home, from patio furniture to plants and everything in between. And whether you're barbecuing at home or tailgating at the game, we stock the best products from Yeti, Traeger, and Weber. Stop by or shop online at DouglasCountyFarmersCoop.com.
Welcome you back here to Sweet Johnson Stadium, where the Roseburg Dr. Stewarts get ready to take on the Medford Mustangs. Let's go ahead and take a look at your starting lineups, brought to you by Cooper's Pest Control. For the Doc Stewarts, head coach Eric Savage putting together a lineup that looks fairly similar to what we saw yesterday. Leading things off for the Docs will be Brooks Avery, the shortstop, followed by Carson Dunn in center field. The third baseman, Cade Johnson, batting third after picking up the pitching decision yesterday for the Docs. Daniel Withers in right field will bat cleanup, followed by Evan Martin at first base, hitting fifth. Starting at second base, batting sixth is Logan Anderson, hitting seventh, and starting at catcher, Knox Hubbard. Batting in the 8th position will be the DH, Waylon Nye. On the mound for the Mustangs in this one will be Hunter Schwenk. We'll get the start. Right-hander out there on the bump for the Stangs, who are also facing elimination here today. First pitch, swing and a miss, and we are underway just a few minutes before 1 o'clock here in Eugene. Hunter Schwenk out of Crater High School, class of 2023. The right-hander out of the stretch. That was low or a foul ball? Foul ball looks like what it probably was. Strike two for Hunter Schwenk. I couldn't tell the barrel of the bat got out there. I wasn't sure if it hit off the bat or if it had bounced in off the catcher. 0-2 pitch here for Avery. He'll take outside as we lead things off here in the first inning of today's ball game. Must win for both these teams. Docs coming off of a win and a must-win yesterday. Medford losing in a battle of unbeatens yesterday afternoon, and in a fairly disappointing fashion for the Mustangs. We'll see how they bounce back here today. Brooks Avery with a 2-2 count. Takes outside from Schwenk. A full count now to the leadoff man for the Doc Stewarts. Your Cooper's Pest Control starting lineups. When you're looking to build the best defense, call Cooper's Pest Control to protect your home from those summer bugs. Cooper's Pest Control, your locally owned bug assassins. Call them at 673-0363. Ball four after starting out 0-2 in the at-bat. Brooks Avery will work his way to a walk in the leadoff position for the Doc Stewarts. And my stats that I printed out, they're the end of the regular season stats, so they're not necessarily the most up-to-date, but I don't believe there's been many, if any, for Brooks Avery. He didn't walk a ton this year. That would be 11 during the regular season. But he did hit pretty well and had been in that leadoff spot most of the year. First pitch, swing and a miss for Carson Dunn, who will stand in with nobody out and one man on base. Dunn yesterday, a solo home run, his 4th of the season, leads the team in home runs, the power-hitting center fielder. Sacrifice bunter, Carson Dunn. Up to second base goes Brooks Avery. It looked at first as if Hunter Schwenk might have been considering trying to get the lead runner at second base. But he got a little ahead of himself, didn't field it cleanly, and had to make the play to first to at least get an out of that sacrifice bunt by Carson Dunn. One away, Cade Johnson stands in. Winning pitcher yesterday for the Doc Stewarts. Out at second base, Brooks Avery. Breaking ball for a strike to start off against Cade Johnson. Johnson yesterday pitched 7 innings. Base. So Cade Johnson in with a man at third. The 2-1 pitch bounces outside, and it's suddenly 3-1, the count for Cade Johnson. One away on the sac bunt by Carson Dunn. Brooks Avery stealing third, has him in scoring position, and Cade Johnson, the 3-hitter, with a 3-1 pitch, looking to swing away here. He'll take ball 4. Second walk here in the first inning for Hunter Schwenk, and the right-hander will face the cleanup hitter, Daniel Withers. Withers, RBI opportunity here for the Doc Stewarts. Swings at the first pitch, pops it foul, it gets out of play. Starts off with the 0-1 count. Schwenk has done a decent job of starting out ahead of hitters so far here in the first inning, but has not been able to stay in front of hitters. 0-1 pitch out of Schwenk. Taking off from first goes Johnson. That ball belted in the air out towards left field. Johnson has to retreat back. It'll be caught by the left fielder, Kyle Cope. He'll throw to the plate. The throw not going to be in time. Doc Stewart's take a 1-0 lead. Cade Johnson stays at first. Sac fly for Daniel Withers will pick up the RBI. 2 down. Brooks Avery comes in to score. All RBIs are brought to you by BTB Moving, providing labor services for your moving needs at BTB. You can get in touch with them at 541-315-0122 or find them at BTB Moving on Facebook. 2 outs, a run in for the Doc Stewarts. Still no hits here in this first inning. A pitch in high, heading for second base will go Cade Johnson as Schwenk tossing in, buzzing the tower against Evan Martin. Wild pitch will move Cade Johnson into scoring position with 2 away. Evan Martin starting at first base. He started at third yesterday, and he's been the DH. He's been in the lineup and been all around the diamond for the Docs so far here in the postseason. Martin, an RBI opportunity for him here in the top of the first. Docs leading 1-0. The 2-out pitch belted towards center field. On the run, Aiden Horsley. That ball's over his head. Going to go 1 hop to the warning track. Martin into second base with a stand-up double. Evan Martin gets the Docs another run here in the first inning. First hit of the ballgame for the Doc Stewarts.
Now batting for the Docs, number 14, second baseman.
Sorry about that. For those that are watching online, I'm having some camera issues, and I think I might have accidentally switched to the other camera, which is no longer accessible. So Martin gets into second base with his 2-out double to drive in Cade Johnson. Docs lead it 2-0. Here in the first inning, a 2-out rally. Docs officially didn't have an at-bat until Evan Martin's double, a walk, a sacrifice bunt, a walk, and a sac fly. Then Martin's double driving in Cade Johnson. Logan Anderson will bat with a man at second base. Took the first pitch for strike 1. Look back to second base. Back in safely goes Martin. Two outs, a man at second base. Docs jumping on Medford here in the first inning. The 0-1 pitch is outside, 1-1 count. Hunter Schwenk out of Crater High School, class of 2023, mentioned that. Not one of the returning guys on this team for the Mustangs this year. They have 11 guys back from last year's team, which won the state title. Ball fouled away by Anderson, a 1-2 count. Yesterday, Medford going into 8 innings to get against the Barbers. Ended up losing on a walk-off walk. So a disappointing loss. Had to use a couple of arms. We'll see where their pitching staff is at here today. 1-2 pitch for Anderson. breaking ball, high. And it's a 2-2 count. That pitch by Schwenk, not a bad one, just missing above the zone. A couple of walks here in the first, though, have been costly for him. The 2-2 pitch by Schwenk. His breaking ball carries outside, and he's got himself a full count. Logan Anderson at the plate with 2 away, and Evan Martin out at second base. A full count pitch coming up. Hunter Schwenk out of the stretch. The righty delivers. Ball fouled away by Anderson, forcing him to throw some more. Already up over 20 pitches here in the first inning for Hunter Schwenk. Pitch counts is such a huge importance in the postseason. So much so that even when down in Roseburg, when we were hosting the state tournament, they'd announce it at the end of every innings. Here in Eugene, they do the same and have it up on the scoreboard. 3-2 pitch. Anderson takes high for ball 4. Another walk for Hunter Schwenk, and the Doc Stewart's runners at first and second continue things here in the first inning. And that's going to prompt a visit out to the mound for the Medford Mustangs. Jeremiah Robbins from behind the plate going to head out to the mound for a conversation along with one of the assistant coaches for head coach Nate Maben in his 13th year leading things for the Mustangs. Well, taking a look around the diamond defensively for the Mustangs here in the first inning, Jeremiah Robbins is back behind the plate. Tristan Malari at first, Caleb Long at second, Johnny King at short, and Owen Thompson at third. In the outfield from left to right, Kyle Cope, Aiden Horsley, and Tristan Wallace. Doc Stewart's leading 2-0 early on against the Mustangs, an elimination game. And the Doc Stewart's trying to put the pressure on the Mustangs early on and give Evan Corbett, today's starting pitcher for the Doc Stewart's, a lead to work with. Knox Hubbard, the left-handed hitting catcher, will stand in. He bats with runners at first and second. Logan Anderson, after the timeout, ran out to second base, gave a fist bump to Evan Martin, heads back to first. Docs with the 2 runners on. Big lead by Anderson at first. Martin out at second, the lead runner. Knox Hubbard looking to try and drive in another one here with 2 outs. First pitch carries outside for the right-hander to the lefty. Doc Stewart's wearing the cream jerseys today. The off-white tops with the off-white pants. Blue stirrup socks. Roseburg across the chest in blue outlined in orange. On the mound, Hunter Schwenk. 1-0 delivery. That'll catch the outside corner for a strike. Medford in the navy blue tops with the camo red sleeves. Red numbers on the front and the back and outlined in white. They've got the white trousers with the navy blue stirrup socks, horizontal red and white stripes around the calves. The 1-1 pitch by Schwenk. Breaking ball ends up low. And there's activity heading to the bullpen for the Mustangs here in the first. An elimination game. No one has any room to spare. You got to make sure you get through here today to play tomorrow. And the Mustangs might be looking to make an early change if things don't start improving for Hunter Schwenk. And Schwenk will get called for a balk. Got caught paying attention to what was happening out at second base, and he balks to move Logan Anderson to second, Evan Martin to third, and the Doc Stewart's with 2 runners in scoring position now. Still 2 outs here in the first inning, but a base knock now for Knox Hubbard could possibly stretch the lead to 4. Out to the mound, Johnny King, a quick conversation with Hunter Schwenk. I believe out there throwing for the Mustangs is Dominic Daffrin from North Medford. That's a good arm to have. Ball fouled away by Hubbard, 2-2 count. Daffrin, a first-team All-League pitcher for North Medford in the Southwest Conference this year. Might have been a guy they were hoping to be able to either bring in later in this game or save for possibly tomorrow's action. But, again, you can't have tomorrow if you don't get through today. 2-2 pitch for Knox Hubbard. On the mound, Hunter Schwenk trying to get through things in the first inning. He'll miss low, and the count once again is full. Hunter Schwenk nearing 30 pitches in the first inning. At third base, Evan Martin after his RBI double. Logan Anderson at second after drawing a walk here with 2 outs. Knox Hubbard at the plate with a 3-2 delivery coming up from Hunter Schwenk. He'll take for ball 4. Bases are loaded. That will be the 4th walk here in the first inning for Hunter Schwenk. Bases loaded. And the 8-hitter coming to the plate for the Doc Stewarts, Waylon McKnight. McKnight had a double to help drive in a run in the 7th inning for the Doc Stewarts yesterday. Waylon finished 1 for 2 on the day with 2 runs yesterday. Had a double that really helped spark the 3-run 7th for the Docs that got him the lead. He hits a grounder to third here, picked up by Owen Thompson. Takes his time, throws to first, and it bounces in. And on safely is McKnight. Owen Thompson, he had all day to get that ball to first, and he short-armed it. He skips it in to Tristan Malari at first, who cannot handle the short hop. Docs will add another run on the throwing error. And they lead it 3-0 here in the first, and Sebastian Watson, the 9-hitter, will bat. Scoring was Evan Martin on that error. First of the ball game for the Mustangs. Pitch high for ball 1 to Watson. Logan Anderson at third. Knox Hubbard at second. And then Waylon McKnight at first. A 1-0 pitch out of Schwenk. Watson will take a strike. 9 hitters coming to the plate for the Doc Stewarts in the top of the first inning. After losing the coin toss, the Doc Stewarts are your designated visiting team. The 1-1 pitch. Sebastian yesterday followed Waylon McKnight with a double that drove in 2 runs for the Doc Stewarts. Gave them the lead as they eventually pulled off the win against the Hillsdale Merchants yesterday. Strike 3 on the outside corner. Sebastian Watson will go down looking with the bases loaded, but Doc Stewarts send 9 hitters to the plate in the first inning, and they will get 3 runs on the board. 3 runs on 1 hit. There was 1 Medford error and 3 runners left on for the Doc Stewarts. They lead it 3-0. Evan Corbin on the mound for the Docs as we go to the bottom of the first on 541radio.com and on the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. Copy.
Fans, make sure you can check out the home plate grilling concessions operated by Hayward's Kitchen, located at the concourse here at Sweet Johnson Stadium at Gary Selby Field. Extremely great tasting food, very tasty burgers, fries, steak tacos, loaded steak fries, hot dogs, veggie dogs, sodas, frozen treats, all kinds of specials. We promise you'll be able to enjoy every bite from Hayward's Kitchen inside the home plate grilling concessions here at Sweet Johnson Stadium at Gary Selby Field. Leading off the bottom of the first inning for the Medford Mustangs, number 18.
The Medford Mustangs will come up trailing 3-0 against the Doc Stewarts. Tristan Malari, the first baseman, will lead things off, followed by Tristan Wallace in right field. Aiden Horsley, the center fielder, batting third, followed by Eli Havey, the DH, batting cleanup. Look at the top 4 hitters in the lineup for the Mustangs. Evan Corbin on the mound. First pitch, swinging. Malari will hit one to deep center. That ball will carry. The wind is blowing out. It goes over the head of Carson Dunn, who fires it back in. It's a leadoff double for Tristan Malari against Evan Corbin. So maybe we expect a little bit of offense here in this one today. Doc's leading 3-0 after the first, but Medford will get a leadoff man into scoring position. So Malari on at second. Tristan Wallace will bat, the right fielder. Evan Corbin misses outside for ball one. Evan Corbin getting a win in the play-in round for the Doc Stewarts when they beat the Sherwood Lobos 12-2. Corbin went 5 innings, gave up 1 run on 2 hits, 1 walk, and 7 strikeouts. They pulled him out after 5 to keep him under the pitch limit and make him available to come back here today. Out to the mound, Knox Hubbard went out there for a quick visit with Evan Corbin. A 1-0 count for Tristan Wallace, the right fielder. Medford looking to overcome the early deficit. Breaking ball outside, 2-0 count. Looking through the rest of their lineup, so Malari, Wallace, Horsley, and Havey, the top 4. Then Jeremiah Robbins, the catcher, batting 5th, followed by Owen Thompson, the third baseman, hitting 6th. Caleb Long, that second base, will bat 7th. Ball off the hands, fouled away for strike 1 to Wallace. Batting 8th and starting in left field, Kyle Cope, and the shortstop, Johnny King, will bat 9th. The DH being utilized for starting pitcher Hunter Schwenk. Evan Corbin, the righty, on the mound. His 2-1 pitch, off speed inside, bounces around for Knox Hubbard. He will look the runner back to second base. That went off the glove, I think, then off the hitter, and then rattled around on the ground a little bit. It's a 3-1 count here to the number 2 hitter for the Mustangs. Docs jump out to the early lead, but you'd like to see him protected here in the first. The 3-1 pitch drops in on the inside corner for strike 2 to Wallace. Your Medford lineup brought to you by Cooper's Pest Control, your locally owned bug assassins. Call them at 673-0363. 3-2 pitch, but stepping out, Wallace will call time. Corbin, usually a very quick worker, had taken some time on that before that last pitch. His 3-2 delivery here to Tristan Wallace. He is in the dirt for ball 4. Hunter Schwenk issued 4 walks in the first inning to Roseburg. Evan Corbin will return the favor, issues 1 here. So 2 runners on to start off things in the bottom of the first for Medford.
Center fielder
Aiden Horsley will bat. Nobody out so far, and the Mustangs looking to try and fight their way back into this one. Horsley fouls off the first offering from Evan Corbin. Behind the plate, Knox Hubbard catching. Evan Martin at first base. Logan Anderson at second. On the left side of the diamond, Cade Johnson at third, and Brooks Avery at short. Called for a strike on the outside corner. Horsley with an 0-2 count. In the outfield from left to right, Sebastian Watson, Carson Dunn, and Daniel Withers. Look at your starting lineup for the Docs defensively. 0-2 pitch out of Corbin. Ball slapped right side, will carry foul for Horsley, who stays alive. Doc Stewart's baseball on the score today, brought to you by DC Farmers Co-op, where everyone is welcome to shop. That ball hit in the air out towards left field. Long run. That ball's off the fence. 1 run will come in. They're sending in a second run. The throw to the plate is too high. Gets away. And up to third will go Aiden Horsley. And Medford's back in this one. That ball belted out to deep left center. Over the head of Carson Dunn.
Designated hitter Eli Havey.
And so Horsley will get the Mustangs back within 1 as he drives in 2, advances to third on the throw home. Scoring from first was Wallace. Malari scored from second. First pitch gets away from Knox Hubbard, and the game is tied. All right, so the momentum going back and forth in this one. And it is a tie ball game with nobody on base. A wild pitch brings in the game-tying run. Still nobody out for the Mustangs here in the bottom of the first inning. The first pitch in for strike 1. Sorry, the second pitch in for a 1-1 count to Eli Havey, the DH. 1-1 pitch, grounder towards short, got on Brooks Avery quickly, and he can't swipe it. And on with an error goes Eli Havey. And the Doc Stewart's returning the favor here in the bottom of the first inning. Docs took advantage of some miscues by Medford in the top of the first, and now Roseburg not able to get an out so far here in the first inning. A pair of doubles so far for the Mustangs, taking advantage of the wind blowing out to center field on a warm afternoon. Kind of muggy here in Eugene today. Swing and a miss on the first pitch to Jeremiah Robbins. We're looking at 77 degrees, and my phone's saying there's a chance maybe for some drizzle. I'm not going to say that that's going to happen here, but that might be why it feels a little muggy out here today as the ball fouled off. Robbins an 0-2 count. (0-2) with a man at first, nobody out. Corbin off speed in the air. That ball shallow center field. Three players converging. Carson Dunn, the one to make the grab, calling off Avery and Anderson up the middle. Docs will get the first out here in the bottom of the first inning. Still on at first base, Eli Havey.
Owen Thompson.
That'll bring up Owen Thompson, the third baseman. He was the only guy without a hit yesterday in the loss against the Barbers for the Mustangs. Medford led that game 7-0 against the Barbers, and then the Barbers stormed their way back, scored 6 runs in the bottom of the fifth to get within 1. They would tie it up, send it into extras, and they won it on a walk-off walk. 1-0 pitch, swung on and missed for Thompson. 1-1 count. Corbin looking for a ground ball here. Fires in low, 2-1 count. Trying to see if he can find a ground ball to give the middle infielders a chance to try and turn 2 with. The 2-1 pitch, low again. It is day 3 of the tournament here in Eugene. For the Doc Stewarts, it's their 4th straight day of competition. For Medford, their 3rd. They made it through without having to do the play-in round as the number 1 seed out of Area 4. The challengers were your Area 4 champions, but as the host team, didn't factor into the seeding for the state tournament. So Medford finishing 2nd, ends up as the number 1 seed. Docs were 3rd place. They get the 2 seed. Klamath Falls was in 4th. They got the 3 seed. But Medford, as the 1 seed, got in as an automatic berth into the state tournament. So just their 3rd day of action here in Eugene. But it's a lot of baseball in a short amount of time. Guys maybe starting to feel it a little bit. 3-1 pitch, called strike 2 for Owen Thompson after a visit out to the mound for Knox Hubbard. Full count pitch with 1 away. That ball's popped up out towards center, not deep enough to get out of the infield. Calling for it is Brooks Avery. The shortstop makes the grab. 2 down. Two away with a man at first base. Caleb Long, the 7-hitter, will stand in. We're tied at 3 after the Docs scored 3 in the top of the first. They give up 3 here in the bottom of the first, and Medford ties this ball game up. First pitch high for ball 1 from Corbin. Hunter Schwenk he had to have gotten over 30 pitches in the first inning and his outing. Evan Corbin is nearing 25. This, in fact, is his 25th pitch. It's popped up, foul territory, third base side. Cade Johnson there for the catch. 3 fly ball outs for the Medford Mustangs, but they had 2 doubles that helped them get on the board as they will score 3 runs on 2 hits. There was 1 Doc Stewart error and 1 man left on base. So that momentum from the top of the first, it's now a tie ball game in the bottom of the first. We go to the second on 541radio.com and on the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Pitch count 25.
At Douglas County Farmers Co-op, we want your four-legged friends to be healthy and happy. That's why we stock a carefully curated selection of pet, equine, and livestock supplies. From the premium foods your pets crave to grooming and show supplies that help you shine in the show ring, you'll find it at Douglas County Farmers Co-op. Our knowledgeable staff are here to help with those tough pet and livestock care questions. Stop by or shop at DouglasCountyFarmersCoop.com.
In baseball, home plate is always 60 feet 6 inches from the mound. But in life, sometimes your home plate needs to move. If you're planning to move, contact BTB Moving for help. BTB Moving is a labor-only company offering statewide services such as packing and unpacking, loading and unloading, piano moving, cleaning services, and 24-hour emergency services. BTB Moving is an affordable veteran-owned company. Call 541-315-0122 for help with your next move. BTB Moving for all your moving needs.
Leading off the top of the second inning for the Roseburg Dock Stewarts, number 5, shortstop Brooks Avery.
Go to the top of the second inning. Dock Stewarts and the Medford Mustangs tied at 3. Docks will start with the top of their order for a second straight inning. Hunter Schwenk back out there to pitch for the Mustangs, facing Brooks Avery for a second time. Avery taking strike 1 to lead things off. He'll take another strike on the outside corner with the breaking ball. Hunter Schwenk, the big righty on the mound, struggled with walks in the first inning. He's firing strikes here in the second. He misses high for a 1-2 count. Avery drew a walk in the first inning, eventually came around to score on the sac fly by Daniel Withers. A 1-2 pitch. Avery will take low for a 2-2 count. Dock Stewart's baseball here this afternoon, brought to you by Chuck Swarman Family Auto Repair. Are you ready to go where life takes you? 2-2 pitch, high and inside. Avery stands tall in the box, lets that one go buzzing by. Breaking ball from Schwenk, makes it a 3-2 count. Schwenk will miss low for ball 4, issues another walk to Brooks Avery. So the second inning starting out the same way it did in the first inning for Hunter Schwenk and Brooks Avery. Carson Dunn laid down a sac bunt in this situation in the first inning. And here comes head coach Nate Maben out to the mound for a conversation. And with the head coach coming out, we may get an early call to the pen. Dock Stewart's in a tie ball game, 3-3. Both teams with 3 runs in the first inning. Every game yesterday was quite the contest. The first game of the day between the Salem Whitnell Dodgers and the Hillsboro Baseballism Wet Sox came down to a walk-off win for Salem. They were trailing going to the bottom of the 7th. Got a wicked hop off the infield that got by an infielder, allowed the game-tying run to score. The throw to the plate to try and get the game-winning run, I guess, ricocheted off the mound and got away, and that allowed the game-winning run to score, as Salem would keep their season alive, eliminating the Wet Sox. The Dock Stewarts and Hillsdale in an elimination game went down to the wire. Dock Stewart's taking a 2-run lead in the top of the 7th. In the bottom of the 7th, Hillsdale got 1 run in with 2 outs, had runners at first and third. They tried the double steal, and the game-tying run was thrown out at home for the final out. And then the final 2 games of the day also ending excitedly. We'll tell you more. First pitch here to Carson Dunn is in for a called strike. Medford and the Barbers, we told you about them. Medford led big early and then gave it up, and they went to extras. It was a walk-off walk that won it for the Barbers over Medford in Game 3 yesterday. It's a pitch inside, misses both the strike zone and Carson Dunn for a 1-1 count. So a walk-off walk ending Game 3, final play of the game there. And then the Challengers winning on their final play of the game. As a pickoff throw to first base, not in time. The Emerald Challengers taking on the Mid-Valley Southpaws in the final game of the day yesterday, and it was a walk-off hit for the Challengers to win it in the bottom of the 7th. So every game yesterday had a lot of action. A pitch low and outside, throw to second base, diving into second. In safely goes Avery, and he's slow to get up. The second baseman right in his way, and Avery shaken up a bit out there. It was ball 2, I believe, at the plate for Carson Dunn. That pitch low and outside, and Coach Savage is going to head out there, 1, to check on Brooks Avery, and 2, is there any sort of call on that play with the second baseman in the way? Avery without the helmet on, kind of shaking his head around. He's got the long flowing locks to the bangs. Popular haircut right now, it seems like. Bit of a mop top on top. Avery seems to be all right out there, shaking things off. It's kind of funny. He's got the oven mitt on the one hand, the sliding glove, and it's basically inoperable for him. He can't. Avery's coming towards the dugout here. And he's going to stop short to talk with Coach Savage. I'm not sure if he's coming out or if they are... Oh, we might have, a blood cleanup kit. They brought out a kit. Colton Sywell brought something out. Bloody nose might be the case here for Brooks Avery, and that's why we've got the stoppage in action here. Boy, that would be a tough loss for the Docs if Avery was coming out of the game there. So I guess in one way, happy to see that it might just be a blood timeout here and Avery not necessarily coming out of this game. They're stuffing tissue up in the nose to try and stop the bleeding. With a break in the action, we let you know today's game brought to you by Fisher's Hearth and Home, serving Douglas County for over 30 years with the largest selection of wood, gas, pellet, and electric stoves and fireplaces in the area. Let's go ahead and take a 60-second break. We've got a break to make up here, so let's go ahead and pause for a 60-second break. Back after this on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
To us, pizza the way it ought to be isn't just our slogan. It's our promise and our passion to give you the best dining experience and the best tasting pizza you expect. For over 40 years, we've been making pizza the way it ought to be. Handmade with the freshest and finest ingredients. Our dough is made fresh daily, and we use 100% whole milk mozzarella cheese and toppings edge to edge. There's pizza, and then there's Mountain Mike's Pizza. Pizza the way it ought to be.
My wife and I moved to Oregon to raise a family, set our roots, and to have a lot of fun outdoors. We quickly realized that we needed a truck or a rig for the projects that we were doing in the backyard. When we were looking to find a place to finance our truck, we asked our patients, and everyone recommended Cascade Community Credit Union. It was so easy to work with Cascade. Everything was done via email, phone, and we didn't even need to go in. I can't wait to finish up the projects in the backyard, go on more adventures in our truck with our boys, and I look forward to working with Cascade again in the future.
Back here in Eugene, still waiting for Brooks Avery to get cleaned up and head back out to second base, which he will do now. Bloody nose. They've stuffed a bunch of stuff up in there. They've pinched the bridge. They're trying to get the bleeding to stop, and he will head back out to second base. As we resume the action, it'll be Carson Dunn at the plate with a 2-1 count. Nobody out and a man at second. Taking a look at the Day 3 schedule here in the state tournament. Obviously, Roseburg and Medford squaring things off here in the 1 o'clock game. We've got 3 games total today. In the second elimination game of the day at 4 o'clock, it's the Salem Whitnell Dodgers and the Mid-Valley Southpaws. Kind of interesting how it works out here. Roseburg and Medford out of Area 4, and then Salem and Mid-Valley out of Area 3, squaring off in the next game. And then the Battle of the Unbeatens coming up later tonight at 7 o'clock. It's the Challengers and the Barbers, with both teams undefeated in the tournament. 2-1 pitch and a look back to second base. Boy, that's... The guy just spent 5 minutes trying to stop his nose from bleeding. You're going to make him slide back in head first out to second base. 2-1 count. Avery might just try to swipe third now. Carson Dunn at the plate. Takes a strike. 2-2 count. Carson Dunn, the sack bunt in the first inning with nobody out at that time and only Brooks Avery at first. Now that Avery's at second, I wasn't sure if we might see a bunt there out of that last pitch to Dunn. With 2 strikes, I'm guessing he's not going to be doing it here, although we have been seeing a lot of 2-strike bunting going on in this tournament. Ooh, close pitch, just misses for Carson Dunn, who stays alive in the at-bat. I was expecting a late strike 3 call there. Didn't get it for Hunter Schwenk. Carson Dunn, 3-2 count with nobody out, a man at second base, and Schwenk will step off. Top of the second, tie ball game, 3-3 here in Eugene. Schwenk's 3-2 pitch out in front, swing and a miss for Dunn. 1 away for the Doc Stewarts.
Now batting number 1, third baseman.
Second strikeout in the game for Hunter Schwenk. 1 away. Cade Johnson will bat. Johnson drew a walk back in the first inning. Portland Barbers look like they've shown up here at the ballpark to watch this one. I think that might be them down there. First pitch in the dirt for Johnson. Those caps look like they're the Barbers style. Red bills, black dome for the team out of the Portland area. A 1-0 count here for Hunter Schwenk against Cade Johnson. Long look to second. Avery out there. Nobody really holding him on. He's going to go, and time called as the pitch came in, or just before. Cade Johnson calls time. Brooks Avery had a great jump, would have had third base, but Johnson had called time as that look to second base by Schwenk out there on the mound. That took quite some time. So Cade Johnson, a 1-0 pitch once again. The pitch this time a bit faster, and it comes in for a strike. So all of that, a redo, didn't work in the Doc's favor. Medford did have some activity out in the bullpen again, walking back to the dugout. Is a new man that was out there throwing. 1-1 pitch to Johnson. He pulls that left field. Fair ball. That'll land in fair territory. Roll into the corner. And coming in to score is Avery. Heading into second, Cade Johnson. Doc Stewart's back in front on the RBI double. That ball just inside the chalk line down the left field side. And for the Docs, their second double in the matchup. The other went to Evan Martin. Medford had a couple of doubles in the first inning. And so extra base hits are the story of the day so far between the Docs and Medford. Out to the mound goes Coach Nate Mabin. That'll be his second visit of the inning. So we've got a call to the pen coming up, and the guy that was out there throwing is not the one that's going to be coming in, it looks like, to pitch. It'll be Dominic Daffrin that's going to come in. Josh Jackson was also out there throwing most recently. Looks like it'll be Dominic Daffrin to take over on the mound for the Medford Mustangs here in the top of the second. Docs leading 4-3. Coming out of the game, Hunter Schwenk after reaching 50 pitches through an inning and a third. We'll go ahead and take a 60-second break. It's a call to the pen brought to you by Chris Hubbard, State Farm Insurance, here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM at 1490 AM.
Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541 Radio. One way to watch games online. You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
Early move to the bullpen for Coach Nate Mabin and the Medford Mustangs. Doc Stewart's leading 4-3. Both teams putting up 3 runs in the first inning. Coming in to throw for the Mustangs will be Dominic Daffrin out of North Medford High School, a first-team All-League pitcher for the Black Tornado, class of 2025. He takes over for Hunter Schwenk, who goes an inning and a third. This pitching change brought to you by Chris Hubbard State Farm Insurance. If you're looking to make a change when it comes to your insurance coverage, of course, get in touch with Chris. He can help you deal with all of life's curveballs with life insurance coverage to fit your budget, plus coverage for your home and auto as well. Contact Chris Hubbard at 541-672-3301 or visit chrisinsures.com for a quote today. 1 run in so far for the Doc Stewarts here in the top of the second. Cade Johnson driving that run in with a double. He's at second with 1 out. Daniel Withers at the plate, swings through on the first pitch for strike 1. Docs, of course, saw Medford 5 times during the regular season this year. Docs lost all 4 in the league games against the Mustangs, as Withers will foul off a breaking ball for strike 2. Docs, really, you look back at it, they could have probably had a really good chance of winning 2 out of 4 in that series against Medford, just could not pull them off. 0-2 pitch out of Daffrin, inside on the hands, flared towards first base. It'll be the second baseman that gets underneath it, making the catch, Caleb Long, to retire Daniel Withers. 2 down. Evan Martin will bat. Evan Martin with a RBI double in the first inning. Doc Stewart saw Dominic Daffrin in game 1 of a doubleheader in Roseburg. Swing and a miss, strike 1 for Martin. That was back on July 7th when the Doc Stewarts hosted the Mustangs. Daffrin pitched 3 2/3, gave up 2 runs on 6 hits, no walks, no strikeouts. He's got an 0-1 pitch here against Evan Martin with 2 away and a man at second. Martin will take in the dirt for a 1-1 count. Hunter Schwenk right now credited with 4 runs. If Cade Johnson were to come around to score, that would add another run to Schwenk's total. 1-1 pitch for Martin. Grounder up the middle to a knee, up with it. Johnny King throw to first for the final out here in the top of the second. Docs will retake the lead on a double by Cade Johnson as they take a 4-3 advantage to the bottom of the second. 1 run on 1 hit. There were no errors and 1 man left on. Doc Stewart's baseball leading 4-3 over the Medford Mustangs, going to the bottom of the second on 541radio.com and on the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. Evan Corbin will start out Kyle Cope with a breaking ball, strike 1 as we begin the bottom of the second. Another pitch in, fouled away for strike 2. Docs leading 4-3 over Medford. Today's game brought to you by Cascade Community Credit Union, belong to Douglas County. 0-2 pitch out of Corbin. Chopped foul down the third base side. Out of play. Now it bounced off the hedges, stays in play. Kyle Cope, the 8-hitter in the lineup for Medford. Mustangs scoring 3 in the first inning on 2 hits and a Docs error. Docs regaining the lead in the top of the second with a run. 4-3 our score here. That ball softly lifted to center field coming in, and therefore the catch in straightaway center, Carson Dunn. Winner of this matchup, we don't know the matchups for sure, I think, tomorrow. I guess the Docs have not played the Barbers or the Challengers yet in the tournament, so I guess probably would stay about the same. As they pitch inside for ball 1 to start things off for Johnny King, the shortstop, the 9-hitter. Grounds one towards short, picked up by Brooks Avery as throw on the run. Safe at first for King. The throw pulled Evan Martin off the bag, and King will get on safely. That throw on the run there by Brooks Avery. Just needed another inch out of that one for Evan Martin. He did swipe at the tag, but Coach Eric Savage is going to head down there to ask about that call at first base. As it stands right now, second error of the game for the Doc Stewarts. And a man on at first with one out for the Mustangs. They try to avoid same matchups in day 4 of the tournament if they can. So Docs have not played either the Barbers or the Challengers. So if the Docs were to win, the loser of that matchup is scheduled to be their opponent, but Salem did face the Barbers, and Mid-Valley has faced the Challengers, so there may be some shuffling of the matchups tomorrow if the Doc Stewarts go on to tomorrow's semifinal matchups. That'll be something we'll be paying attention to find out. The call is confirmed once the umpires get together, so an error on the throw, and on safely is Johnny King with 1 on, 1 out, top of the order, back up for the Mustangs. A double by Tristan Malari his first time up with the wind blowing out to center. He got in the jet stream and carried it out to the warning track. Takes the first pitch outside from Evan Corbett. Doc's hoping that Corbin can go deep into this game here today for him, especially with things here tight early on. He'll miss outside, a 2-0 count. It'll be interesting to see if they do make a move to the bullpen at some point, who is the first guy up for him there. 2-0 pitch, outside again, and Corbin trying to battle away against the lefty, has not been able to catch the outside corner. Evan Corbin, the hard worker on the mound, just a determined guy and thrower out there. He'll go inside trying to mix it up this time, but he issues a 4-pitch walk to Tristan Malari. Game-tying run now at second base for the Mustangs.
Right fielder Tristan Wallace.
And it'll bring up Tristan Wallace, who drew a walk in the first inning. Corbin with a couple of walks here in this one so far. Walks have not necessarily been a huge issue for Corbin throughout the season. He's issued limited ones. First pitch swinging. That ball popped up, playable first base side for Martin in foul territory. He makes the catch, and the 2-hitter Tristan Wallace flies out to the first baseman. 2 away. That'll help give the Doc Stewarts a little breathing room here with runners at first and second. Brings up Aiden Horsley. He had a 2-run double in the first, driving in the first 2 runs of the game for the Mustangs. They would tie it up on a wild pitch as we were tied 3-3 after 1 inning of play. Doc Stewarts right now leading 4-3 on top of the Mustangs. Trying to get through the first 2 innings in an hour. First pitch, soft liner, right side, over the head of second baseman Logan Anderson, and the game-tying run comes in to score on a soft liner to right field for Aiden Horsley, who picks up his 3rd RBI of the game. And he will tie this one up. Johnny King comes in from second. Tristan Malari goes to second, holds there. So it's a 4-4 ball game, tied once again for the Mustangs. Eli Havey reached on an error in the first, up to bat. Pitch bounces in, backhanded by Knox Hubbard, holding the runners. Docs are the visiting team in the matchup. A 1-0 pitch here from Corbin. Soft liner again out to right field. That one a little bit more. Carries out there to Daniel Withers. He throws in. The runner's going to come in to score from second. Medford's in front, 5-4. Eli Havey, his first hit of the game, an RBI single to right. The Mustangs not trying to do anything too fancy at the plate. And they are able to drop in a couple of base hits to right field to score 2 here in the second. And it is a 1-run lead for the Mustangs. Jeremiah Robbins will bat. Flew out to center his first time up. A 2-out rally, back-to-back singles for the Mustangs as they grab the lead for the first time today. First pitch, strike 1 for Corbin on the outside corner to Jeremiah Robbins. (0-1) delivery. Pitch belted high in the air, going to be on the infield. Calling for it, Anderson, the second baseman with the grab, and the Doc Stewarts will get out of things here in the second. But not before Medford will take the lead. They send 7 hitters to the plate, score 2 runs on 2 hits, 1 Doc Stewart error, and 2 men left on base. Go to the top of the third inning. Doc Stewart's trailing 5-4 against Medford on 541radio.com and on the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Deciding where to purchase your next vehicle is just as important as the vehicle itself. At Roseburg Honda, our seasoned staff is dedicated to matching you with the right car. From sales to service, our goal is to make sure all of your needs are met, and you leave our dealership feeling good every time you visit. No need to waste your valuable time driving up and down the freeway when the ultimate car buying experience is right here at home. Roseburg Honda. We treat you like family.
Find everything you need to enjoy the outdoors at home or on the road at Douglas County Farmers Co-op. Our garden center has what you need to create an oasis at home, from patio furniture to plants and everything in between. And whether you're barbecuing at home or tailgating at the game, we stock the best products from Yeti, Traeger, and Weber. Stop by or shop online at DouglasCountyFarmersCoop.com.
Well, the Doc Stewarts now need to keep their offense going, as the Mustangs have not relented either. And right now, Medford leading a 5-4 on top of the Doc Stewarts. Logan Anderson will lead things off for Roseburg. Today's game brought to you by Dr. Lance and Randall, Family and Cosmetic Dentistry. Visit drrandall.com, or you can give them a call at 541-378-6694. Logan Anderson, first pitch swinging against Dominic Daffrin. Skies one towards center. A play by the shortstop, Johnny King, with his back to the infield. Crumples to his knees to make that catch. 1 away. Logan Anderson almost bloops that one into center field for a base hit. But they lead off out here to start off the third inning for the Doc Stewarts. Knox Hubbard will bat. He drew a walk in the first inning against Hunter Schwenk. Schwenk gives up the 4 runs in his inning and a third, but now he's off the hook. He'll get a no decision today as the Mustangs have taken the lead. Inside on the first offering to the lefty, Hubbard. Knox got on with the walk, ended up at second base in the first inning. He'll take low on a breaking ball from Daffrin, a 2-0 count. Congratulations to the Roseburg Dr. Randalls, the single A team, finishing second place in the single A state tournament, making it to Championship Sunday. Great season for those guys. It's a pitch low, 3-0 count. And I've been told congratulations are in order for pitching coach A.J. Doolittle. I had been wondering, he hadn't been with the team the last couple of days. Apparently he decided to go get married. 3-0 pitch to Hubbard. catches the strike zone inside up at the letters there. That ball at the top, tippity top of the zone there. So congratulations to Coach Doolittle. I gave out congratulations to former Doc Stewart Jake Forrester for getting married, it looked like, recently. Didn't know that Coach Doolittle was in the process of doing that as well. Told him it's because we're not friends on Facebook, apparently. Full count now for Knox Hubbard after he fouls off a pitch. I asked him if I asked Coach Savage. He couldn't have scheduled better, and he said they set the date 1 month before Doolittle got hired as the pitching coach. Foul ball on the 3-2 pitch, and Knox Hubbard stays alive as he works against Dominic Daffrin here. That foul ball catching Jeremiah Robbins. Robbins and Hubbard, two guys that probably know each other just a little bit. A couple of catchers in the Southwest Conference between Roseburg and North Medford. Seen each other a few times, although Knox is a few years older than Jeremiah Robbins behind the plate for Medford. 3-2 pitch again here for Daffrin. He'll come set working out of the stretch with nobody on and one away. That ball belted right side, but it's going to hook foul down the right field side into the bullpen for the Mustangs. Hubbard around on the inside pitch. Got out there just a bit in front. So he's back in with a 3-2 pitch again. And he will take inside for ball 4. Second walk of the game for Knox Hubbard. One on, one away. First walk issued for Dominic Daffrin. And it brings up Waylon McKnight. McKnight reaching on a throwing error by Owen Thompson back in the first inning. McKnight looking to get his first hit of the game. He takes low for ball 1. The first hit of the game for the Doc Stewarts was the RBI double by Evan Martin back in the first. Every first hit for the Doc Stewarts this season is brought to you by MSK True Value and Building Supply in Myrtle Creek and Tri-City. Make your summer projects a hit with MSK True Value and Building Supply. Outside. 2-0 count for McKnight. Waylon yesterday with a double. He's hit pretty well in limited action throughout the season. Takes a pitch outside and has a 3-0 advantage in the at-bat against Dominic Daffrin. In the regular season for McKnight, batting over 300. 3-0 pitch, called strike 1. Waylon McKnight, 308 hitter during the regular season and only 26 at-bats, so kind of limited duty back there, but he's had a good bat throughout the summer, and he's in the lineup here today. Swings and misses for strike 2. As the DH for the Doc Stewarts here today, hitting for Evan Corbin. Full count for Waylon McKnight with 1 on and 1 away. Top of the third, Doc's trailing 5-4 against Medford. Daffrin gets a pitch fouled off. Full count still for Waylon McKnight. Medford at 26-15 on the season. Docs are 20-16-1. 3-2 pitch, ball 4, another walk for Dominic Daffrin. Back-to-back, puts runners at first and second.
Now batting number 2, left fielder Sebastian Watson.
Seabass will dig in, the 9-hitter. Sebastian, a strikeout looking in the first inning against Hunter Schwenk, and a visit out to the mound here for Medford. Another trip out there for the pitching coach for the Mustangs. Sebastian Watson. I was checking out the article. Well, I mean, I wrote it, but I was checking out the pictures that went along with it. I didn't take the pictures. In the news review from Friday's play-in game, Nathan Miller up here snapping some photos for the paper. He's here doing it again today. But he caught, I think, the moment when Sebastian Watson jammed a couple of fingers on his left hand. He was sliding into home, and the photo on the NRtoday.com website shows Sebastian sliding in, and it looks like he was His left hand was getting jammed right into the cleat of the catcher for the Sherwood Lobos in that play-in game. He's had his left hand, both his ring finger and his pinky finger, taped up ever since that play-in game a couple of days ago. Hasn't hampered him too much. He's been in the lineup and been playing, and he looks to come through here for the Doc Stewarts after the visit to the mound. First pitch to Watson, fouled away. Sebastian yesterday again drove in 2 runs with a double in the 7th inning, giving the Docs the lead. The 0-1 pitch to him here. Squares to bunt, and that ball fouled off. He'll have an 0-2 count. Watson trying to move the runners from first and second with 1 out now and 2 strikes against him. Expect that he'll be swinging away out there. Dominic Daffrin on in relief for Medford here in the 3rd inning. His 0-2 pitch is a breaking ball outside. He's walked a couple of batters after getting a out to start things off. One-two delivery out of Daffrin. Swing and a miss. Watson will go down with the strikeout. 3rd strikeout for the Medford pitching staff. First in the game for Daffrin. 2 down, top of the order. Brooks Avery has walked twice in this ballgame. Both of those walks came against Hunter Schwenk. His first time facing Daffrin in this one. He stands in an RBI opportunity with runners at first and second. First pitch, Avery showed a bunt, pulls it back and takes a breaking ball for a strike. Here in the top of the 3rd, Docs trailing by a run, 5-4. Docs have led twice in this one. Strike on the outside corner to Avery, 0-2 count. Two away, runners at first and second. Knox Hubbard at second, Waylon McKnight at first. Brooks Avery at the plate, the 0-2 pitch. Bounces outside. Hubbard out at second base, takes a good look, but Robbins gets back to the baseball in time to hold the runners. So a 1-2 count. Daffrin's done a nice job of getting ahead of hitters, but hasn't been able to close them out consistently, at least out of the reach of Thompson. No throw across the diamond by the shortstop King, and it's an infield single for Brooks Avery, his first hit. 3rd time on base. He's got a couple of walks as well. Docs will load him up here in the 3rd inning with 2 away. And Carson Dunn will look to try and do some damage. He's got an opportunity with the bases loaded, but 2 outs. He'll have to try and drop one in somewhere. Two down. Dominic Daffrin facing the 2-hitter. Misses outside with ball 1. Docs trail by a run here in the top of the 3rd, and they're trying to get that one back after giving up 2 in the bottom of the 2nd to Medford. The 1-0 pitch. That ball hit high in the air out to left field, going back to the wall. That ball's at the fence, and it's gone! Carson Dunn deposits that over the left field fence for a grand slam here in the top of the 3rd.
Number 3, Carson Dunn, grand slam home run for the Roseburg.
Carson will give the Doc Stewarts a 3-run lead with his 2nd home run of the tournament and his 5th of the season. And the Docs retake it here in the top of the 3rd. I was thinking to myself a little bit about that. I'm not going to lie. Bases loaded. The thought crossed my mind. 2 away and up to bat, Cade Johnson. He'll take a breaking ball low. Can he continue to add to the momentum for the Doc Stewarts after the grand slam by Carson Dunn? It's been a heck of a tournament here for Carson. A couple of home runs. He's got 4 RBI here so far in this one. He had 2 yesterday. He had one in the first round loss to Mid-Valley. Swing and a foul tip for strike 2 to Cade Johnson. So Dunn had 2 in the play-in game, 2 RBI, 1 in the first round loss to Mid-Valley, 2 in the win against the Hillsdale Merchants yesterday, and 4 today. Put his name down on the short list of productive guys in the tournament for these tourney teams. 2-2 count for Cade Johnson. Docks in front, 8-5 over Medford here in the third. Another ball hit in the air out towards left field, deep in the corner. This ball foul and chased down by Kyle Cope as he goes racing into the hedges down the left field line. Doc Stewart's get a 2-out grand slam out of Carson Dunn, and they retake the lead 8-5 as we go to the bottom of the third. For the Docs, 4 runs on 2 hits. There were no errors and nobody left on base. Back after this on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM at 1490 AM.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
Brook Communications radio stations have joined forces with the News Review and Lotus Web Services, announcing the Lotus Media Group, a multimedia enterprise. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen with Lotus Media Group, LLC.
For the Medford Mustangs, number 20, third baseman, Owen Thompson.
Well, back and forth we go in this battle against the Medford Mustangs. The Roseburg Dr. Stewarts jump back in front in the top of the third. 8-5 the score on the grand slam by Carson Dunn. Leading things off, Owen Thompson for the Mustangs. He'll hit a line drive to right field. That's going to hit the alley. A long run for Carson Dunn and Daniel Withers. It'll be Dunn that comes up with it, and Thompson in with a stand-up double to lead things off here in the bottom of the third for the Medford Mustangs. That is the third double of the game for Medford.
Number 13, second baseman.
So apparently the conditions are good for offense today. And it'll be, I guess, a matter of which team is able to get a run on the board last. A man at second base to lead off the third inning for the Mustangs. On the mound, Evan Corbin. We'll wait for the hitter to approach the plate, and it will be Caleb Long. Long will stand in 0 for 1 in the game, a fly ball out to third base in the first inning. Nobody out, a man at second base for the Mustangs. Long takes low and inside for ball 1. Today's game brought to you by Flyaway Travel. Book your travel plans with their travel experts located at 1445 West Harvard Avenue, or give them a call at 672-5701. The 1-0. Check swing. Dribbler third base side. Cade Johnson fires to Evan Martin. They get the out at first. Up to third base will go Owen Thompson. On the dribbler there, good reaction for Cade Johnson to get in time to make the play at first. Doesn't go down as a sacrifice, but it works about the same for Caleb Long. Kyle Cope, first pitch, line drive, snagged out of the air by Logan Anderson at second base. He's not the biggest guy on the field, but he got some springs in his heels on that one as he gets in the air and gloves a line drive to right field. 2 down as Kyle Cope robbed of a base hit that probably brings in a run. Most definitely brings in a run with the man at third. 2 away. Back to third base goes Thompson. First pitch swinging. That ball popped up on the infield. Evan Corbin calling for it, and the Doc Stewarts will shut down Medford in the third. After a leadoff double by Owen Thompson, he's left stranded at third base. And the Doc Stewarts will hang on to their 3-run lead for the Mustangs. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 man left on. We go to the top of the 4th inning. Doc's on top 8-5 on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
At Douglas County Farmers Co-op, we want your four-legged friends to be healthy and happy. That's why we stock a carefully curated selection of pet, equine, and livestock supplies. From the premium foods your pets crave to grooming and show supplies that help you shine in the show ring, you'll find it at Douglas County Farmers Co-op. Our knowledgeable staff are here to help with those tough pet and livestock care questions. Stop by or shop at DouglasCountyFarmersCoop.com.
In baseball, home plate is always 60 feet 6 inches from the mound. But in life, sometimes your home plate needs to move. If you're planning to move, contact BTB Moving for help. BTB Moving is a labor-only company offering statewide services such as packing and unpacking, loading and unloading, piano moving, cleaning services, and 24-hour emergency services. BTB Moving is an affordable veteran-owned company. Call 541-315-0122 for help with your next move. BTB Moving for all your moving needs.
Well, both teams, the season on the line here today, and so everybody on the edge of their seats. And right now, the Doc Stewarts treating us to a nice start in this one, leading 8-5 as we begin the top of the 4th inning. Doc Stewarts baseball brought to you by Barnes Heating and Cooling, as Daniel Withers will stand in. First pitch fouled towards the Medford dugout. Your complete energy company, you can check out barnesheatingandcooling.com or give them a call at 541-459-1545. 0-1 pitch to Withers. Now to dribbler first base side. He stays out of the way of the ball. The throw to first just in time to get him. Withers running down the line there. Almost stepped right on the baseball as that one spun a bit towards the chalk line. And there might have been, if not thrown out at first, maybe an interference call on that one, but everybody racing to the same spot as Daniel Withers tried to get down the line. He is thrown out at first. 1 away. Up to bat will be Evan Martin. He takes low and outside from Dominic Daffrin. Daffrin into his... Let's see, he came in and threw 2/3 in the second. So he's now thrown 2 innings full as he misses low. One away on the ground out by Withers. Martin at the plate is 1 for 2, and he steps out, got something in his eyes somehow. And he's going to meet with his coaches there. Real quick question for you guys. Did you see who threw him out at first? Was it the catcher, the pitcher on that last play? Just for posterity's sake in my scorebook. Catcher? Okay. You know, because we're nothing but accurate over here on the radio side of things. Evan Martin. I don't know if he wears contacts or not. Boy, it sure would be terrible if something happened to one of his contacts. I had that happen one year in football. Had run out of contacts. Didn't have any replacements. One tore. So I remember going through practice with only one contact, running around with one eye open at football practice one year in high school. Apparently I'm not alone. 2-0 pitch. Martin grounds it towards short. Johnny King throw over to Malari for the second out. A couple of ground outs to shortstop so far for Evan Martin after his RBI double in the first.
Now batting number 14,
2 away, and it'll bring up Logan Anderson, who made a great defensive play there in the bottom of the third to rob away a RBI base hit for Kyle Cope. Anderson will stand in. He's looking to get on base for a second time, walked his first time up against Hunter Schwenk. He takes outside for ball 1. Doc Stewart's right now leading 8-5 here in the top of the 4th inning against the Medford Mustangs in an elimination game. 1-0 pitch is popped up, left side, foul territory. Owen Thompson trying to track it, will get underneath it for the final out here in the 5th. Doc Stewart's, They've got some momentum on their side, but Medford will sneak away a little bit there in the top of the fourth as they get a 1-2-3 inning against the Doc Stewarts. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on. We will go to the bottom of the fourth. A 3-run lead for your Doc Stewarts on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
To us, pizza the way it ought to be isn't just our slogan. It's our promise and our passion to give you the best dining experience and the best tasting pizza you expect. For over 40 years, we've been making pizza the way it ought to be. Handmade with the freshest and finest ingredients. Our dough is made fresh daily, and we use 100% whole milk mozzarella cheese and toppings edge to edge. There's pizza, and then there's Mountain Mike's Pizza. Pizza the way it ought to be.
My wife and I moved to Oregon to raise a family, set our roots, and to have a lot of fun outdoors. We quickly realized that we needed a truck or a rig for the projects that we were doing in our backyard. When we were looking to find a place to finance our truck, we asked our patients, and everyone recommended Cascade Community Credit Union. It was so easy to work with Cascade. Everything was done via email, phone, and we didn't even need to go in. I can't wait to finish up the projects in the backyard, go on more adventures in our truck with our boys, and I look forward to working with Cascade again in the future.
Bottom of the fourth inning, Doc Stewart's here in the AAA American Legion Baseball State Tournament. Coverage brought to you by Roseburg Honda, where they treat you like family because they are family. Evan Corbin misses outside for ball one to Tristan Malari, who leads things off. Top of the order here for the Mustangs. Malari is 1 for 1 with a double and a walk. Take a strike on the inside corner, a 1-1 count. Malari, last time up, saw a steady dose of outside pitches from Evan Corbin. He tries to go out there again, and he just can't find that outside edge against the lefty. Malari walked on 4 pitches last time he was up. He's got a 2-1 count here to start things in the fourth. Fouls off a pitch for strike 2. Two count. Evan Corbin pitching into the fourth inning. I did see some activity in the bullpen for the Doc Stewarts, maybe just some stretching going on down there. 2-2 count in the dirt. Full count for the leadoff man in the fourth. Colton Sywell is down there stretching, just going through a routine to get loose. 3-2 pitch, grounder up the middle, goes to Logan Anderson. His throw from second base, lobs it to Evan Martin at first for the out. That ball bounding through the middle of the infield, and Evan Corbin, I think usually in my opinion, it's better for the pitcher to let that ball go through and let the middle infielders help you out instead of possibly derailing the ground ball up the middle and making it so no one can get to it. Corbin reached his glove out there at first and pulled it back, and Anderson behind him able to make that play. First pitch, a called strike on the outside corner for Tristan Wallace. The 0-1 pitch, belt high inside just by a hair. And now Coach Nate Mabin is trying to argue that Evan Corbin is working too fast, and Mabin has been told a couple of times to get back to the first base coach's box, and he continues to have comments for the home plate umpire. Mabin will walk back down to first. Corbin will deliver the 1-1. It's fouled away. A ball and 2 strikes for Tristan Wallace, who's 0 for 1 in the game with a walk and a run scored. His 1-2 pitch, that ball right side, carrying and will land in foul territory. A 1-2 count remains for Wallace with 1 out and nobody on base. Wallace will stand in, hugging the inside corner of that right-handed batter's box. The 1-2 pitch, Corbin winds and fires a breaking ball, called strike 3 as he freezes the hitter. First strikeout in the contest for Evan Corbin, and that is a Mountain Mike's Pizza strikeout for the Doc Stewarts. Don't swing and miss when it comes to dinner tonight. Let Mountain Mike's take care of you there at the corner of Bellows and Harvard in Roseburg. Mountain Mike's Pizza, the way it ought to be. 2 down, and the dangerous 3-hitter, Aiden Horsley, up. He's got a double and a single. He's driven in 3 runs. He fouls off the first pitch. Evan Corbin, I've talked a lot about, a lot of accolades for this young man, but he's a guy that he tends to, as the game goes on, boy, does he get a lot stronger, usually, in a ball game. Another ball fouled away. Kind of finds out about hitters, and he really settles into a groove. Now he is making his way 3rd time through the lineup here against Medford, so we'll see how things continue to progress for him here. He's got an 0-2 count, and another ball fouled away by Horsley. Now, of course, these two teams know plenty about each other, and meeting for the 6th time this season. The Docs have not played any other team in Area 4 as often as they've played Medford this year. Started out the season with a game down in Medford at Harry and David, and then played at home against them a couple of days later. 0-2 pitch to Aiden Horsley. The 0-2 is in the dirt. 2 down, nobody on base here in the bottom of the 4th. Docs leading 8-5. Corbin will wind and fire the 1-2. Swung on and missed. Knocks Hubbard up with it. His throw to first is there for the out, and the Doc Stewarts will get through the 4th inning with the lead intact. Back-to-back Mountain Mike's Pizza strikeouts for Evan Corbin, and the Doc Stewarts are clinging to an 8-5 lead going to the top of the 5th on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
Well, thanks for spending your afternoon with us here on The Score. It looks like the Roseburg fans have started to show up a little bit more. I think the grandstands on the Doc Stewart side of the stadium are filled with a couple of the teams that are going to be coming up later on in the tournament as well, so that makes it look a little bit fuller out there. But I know Monday afternoon, many people probably needing to work, so we appreciate everybody that's tuning in and joining us, whether you're listening on the radio or watching the video stream at 541radio.com and on our YouTube channel. The video stream brought to you by the Count Creek Tribe. Dominic Daffrin still out there throwing for the Mustangs. Misses low and inside to Knox Hubbard, who will start things off. Knox has walked twice in this one. He takes a strike on the outside corner for a 1-1 count. Today's ball game brought to you by Pepsi and Bigfoot Beverages of Roseburg. Pick up a delicious, refreshing Pepsi today. 1-1 count. It'll go to 2-1. Doc Stewart's looking to try and get to day 4 of the tournament for a 3rd straight year. The ball grounded first base side. Knox Hubbard will have himself a 2-2 count. Doc Stewart's is the host team the last 2 years, able to get to day 4 of the tournament. On the road here in Eugene today, trying to make it there. And they've got the 8-5 lead at the moment. Long way to go, though, in this one as we start the top of the 5th. The 2-2 pitch, opposite field for Hubbard, drifting back. Cope will square it up. He makes the catch. 1 away. Leadoff man out for the Doc Stewarts for a 3rd straight inning against Daffrin. He's gotten the leadoff man in the 3rd, 4th, and the 5th innings now. That third inning, a two-out rally by the Doc Stewarts, concluding with the grand slam by Carson Dunn, giving the Docs the lead back. First pitch low and outside for ball one to Waylon McKnight, who walked his last time up. Came in the second inning with one out, taking over for Hunter Schwenk, who started the game. Medford has had Josh Jackson up and throwing in their bullpen for a little bit. 1-1 count here for McKnight. He gets behind a ball out towards center field. Aiden Horsley on the run. That ball's going to carry. It's going to go all the way to the wall. McKnight heading for second. And it's a second straight game for Waylon McKnight with a double as he stands at second base and looks to the dugout. A one-out double for the Doc Stewarts as they try to add to their three-run lead. Sebastian Watson looking for his first hit of the day. He'll bat with a man in scoring position. Takes outside for ball one. Medford winning the Area 4 league title last year and then going on to win the state tournament in Roseburg. 1-0 pitch. Got around on it. Watson lifts that one left side just into foul territory, down there into the corner. 320 down that direction. They'll have a 1-1 count. Of course, everybody in Legion Baseball knows the Medford Mustangs, winners of 18 straight, or not 18 straight, but 18 state titles. They went 2-2 in the Northwest Regional last year in Gillette, Wyoming. The winner of this tournament going to Gillette again this year, as Watson will take a strike on the outside corner. It's got a 1-2 count. Sebastian trying to battle here. The 1-2 from Daffrin. Breaking ball fought off on the inside corner. One out on a mostly sunny day, we'll call it. A few wispy clouds off in the sky. 1-2 pitch, right side. That could be playable down the right field line. Long run. The first baseman will make the catch. Over the shoulder catch made by Tristan Malari. We've seen Johnny King, the shortstop, and now the first baseman, Tristan Malari, both make over the shoulder catches with their back to the infield. That was a pretty spectacular play by the first baseman to take away what was almost a bloop single for Sebastian Watson. 2 away, top of the order. Brooks Avery will bat with Waylon McKnight out at second. Avery 1 for 1 in this game. Fouls it away. 2 walks and a single for Brooks Avery. He has scored 3 times in this one. Looking to try and get on base for a 4th time today. He was able to get on base with 2 outs in the 3rd inning. His 0-1 pitch from Daffrin is outside. Last time up, Avery beating out an infield single between short and third. 1-1 count with 2 away. McKnight at second. Inside pitch fouled off the hands, back to the netting for strike 2. Day 3 of the tournament, game number 1 of 3 going to be happening today here at Sweet Johnson Stadium. 1-2 pitch for Daffrin. Breaking ball fouled off the front foot. Avery stays in. Brooks Avery, I don't know if I'll be able to get a glimpse of it here, had the bloody nose after stealing second and colliding with the defender at the bag covering. Had to deal with a bloody nose, stuffing a bunch of tissue up his nose. His 1-2 pitch, that ball fouled away again. Didn't look like he still had things stuffed up in his nose. Stayed in the game after getting dealt with and cleaned up. He's looking to come up with a big hit here for the Doc Stewarts. A 1-2 pitch again from Daffrin. That ball fouled away, another one. This battle will continue. Avery has fouled off 3 or 4 straight here. Continues to protect with that 2-strike count. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Waylon McKnight at second after his 1-out double. That ball, a base hit down the left field side. McKnight heading to third. They're going to wave him home. The throw to the third baseman. Relay to the plate. Not in time. Jeremiah Robbins with the catch and the tag. Got him on the lower half of the body as McKnight goes sliding in ahead of the play. And the Doc Stewarts add another run here in the 5th on an RBI single by Brooks Avery. Avery 2 for 2 in the ball game. Picks up his first RBI of the game. All RBIs this season for Doc Stewart's batters, brought to you by BTB Moving. They'll provide the labor services for your moving needs. Up to bat. Here's a guy that's done some heavy lifting this tournament for the Doc Stewarts. Carson Dunn takes a curveball inside for ball 1. BTB Moving, veteran-owned, affordable, dependable, efficient, and careful. They've got senior and veteran discounts available. So book now at 541-315-0122 or find them on Facebook, BTB Moving. Foul tip into the glove for strike 1 for Carson Dunn. Oh, they went and retrieved that grand slam home run ball for Carson Dunn. Hopefully a memento that will carry some good memories for Carson here if the Docs can pull off the win. He swings through on the 1-1 breaking ball for strike 2. Docs adding another run to their lead, 9-5 now. Doc Stewart's largest lead of the game. The 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball looped in, and Dunn able to sit on it long enough to make contact, fouls it away. And he's still in there with a 1-2 count. At first base, Brooks Avery after his RBI 2-out single. Daffrin out of the stretch. Inside pitch again, fouled off by Dunn. They have made him work. Daffrin came in the 2nd, faced 2 batters. He's here in the 5th inning. He's already thrown 69 pitches in his outing coming out of the bullpen. 1-2 delivery again to Dunn. He pops this one up behind home. Back behind us here at Sweet Johnson, home of the North Eugene Highlanders and, of course, the Emerald Challengers, the host team of the state tournament this year. Daffrin trying to get through this 5th inning. A 1-2 pitch to Dunn. Strike 3 called. Docs made Daffrin work for it here in the 5th, but he finishes it off with a strikeout, his 2nd in the ball game. But the Doc Stewarts will add another run to their lead as we make our way through the top of the 5th inning. 9-5 our score. We go to the bottom of the 5th on 541radio.com and on the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. Eli Havey, the DH, leading things off for the Medford Mustangs. A pitch in the dirt. He takes it for ball 1, and unfortunately that ball bounces up and catches Knox Hubbard in a sensitive area. We will give him a moment for a breather, and while we do that, we'll remind you that Doc Stewart's Baseball this season has been brought to you by Abby's Legendary Pizza. a legendary pizza tradition. Doc Stewarts are leading 9-5 against the Medford Mustangs in an elimination game on day 3 of the state tournament. The winner of this one moves on to play in what would be the 3 o'clock game tomorrow afternoon, presumably against the loser between the Emerald Challengers and the Portland Barbers. They will shuffle the matchups if there are previous matchups that they try to avoid there. That happened, and in fact, actually, I was looking back to last season's state tournament and was putting that all together, and I was looking at how everything played out, and the Docs, they did that on day 4 last year, where they mixed up some of the matchups to avoid previous matchups in the tournament, and it confused the hell out of me until I noticed the little box down in the corner that says Game 12, winner Game 9, loser Game 11, but see Note 1 to the right. Pairing for Game 12 and 13 will not match previous opponents against each other. So, there you go. That will probably depend on who wins the next game coming up and on whether or not they need to switch some things around there going forward. Knox Hubbard up, stretched out, got a couple of drinks of water, squat down, and ready to go. And hopefully is safe to go here after that first pitch in the dirt. Eli Havey, a 1-0 count to lead things off here in the bottom of the 5th for Medford. He'll take a strike. Of course, we talked earlier in the season with Doc Stewart's catcher, Waylon McKnight, who he could probably share some war stories with Knox Hubbard about that. Forgot his sliding shorts, so decided to take the cup out and then paid for it dearly during the spring season. Ball lifted left side, going to drop in for a leadoff base hit for Eli Havey. Sebastian Watson will send it back in, holding Havey to a single, his second of the ball game.
Now batting for Medford,
He'll be on base for a third time in the game. 1 on and nobody out. Jeremiah Robbins will bat here. He's 0 for 2 in the contest. Doc Stewart's leading 9-5 here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Robbins swings at the first pitch in the air. Foul territory will get into the stands for strike 1. Doc Stewart's baseball. Brought to you by Colorcraft. They're a paint store, not a paint department. Another ball fouled away by Robbins. He's got the 0-2 count. (0-2) pitch for Evan Corbin here in the bottom of the 5th. He's just about to reach 70 pitches. His 70th pitch is ball 1 against Robbins, missing outside. Corbin, a little higher pitch count. I'm sure they would have liked to have seen here in this one, but he's going deep in the game just like they needed. As a ground ball, third base side, backhanded by Cade Johnson. Throw to second for 1. Relay to first in time. Double play. Johnson to Anderson to Martin. And the Doc Stewarts clear the bases with a little bit of defense. Glove work at third by Cade Johnson. Gets it to Logan Anderson for the first out. And then they relay it to first to get Robbins. 5-4-3 as they go the long way around the horn. 4-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 1 for Owen Thompson. Had a double to the right center alley back in the 3rd. There's been quite a few extra base hits in this ball game today for Medford. 3 doubles in this one for the Doc Stewarts. They've had 3 doubles and a home run. Another pitch in for a called strike for Thompson. 0-2 count with 2 away. And the Docs thought they had strike 3. It misses just outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1 ball, 2 strikes. There we go. Got to keep these guys on their toes up here. 2-2 count. As another pitch misses outside for Owen Thompson. Corbin trying to wrap up the 5th inning after that double play. The 2-2 pitch to Thompson in the dirt. The battle continues on. Batting with the bases empty and 2 away. 3-2 pitch, line drive, snagged at third base by Cade Johnson. He goes diving to his left and tumbles to the ground as he snags it out of the air. And the Docs have been having some glove work to keep this game in their favor. Doc Stewart's hang on to the 4-run lead. Cade Johnson leading the way defensively here in the 5th. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, nobody left on base. Go to the top of the 6th. Docs leading by 4 on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Coming up on our schedule today for day number 3.
Deciding where to purchase your next vehicle is just as important as the vehicle itself. At Roseburg Honda, our seasoned staff is dedicated to matching you with the right car. From sales to service, our goal is to make sure all of your needs are met, and you leave our dealership feeling good every time you visit. No need to waste your valuable time driving up and down the freeway when the ultimate car buying experience is right here at home. Roseburg Honda. We treat you like family.
Find everything you need to enjoy the outdoors at home or on the road at Douglas County Farmers Co-op. Our garden center has what you need to create an oasis at home, from patio furniture to plants and everything in between. And whether you're barbecuing at home or tailgating at the game, we stock the best products from Yeti, Traeger, and Weber. Stop by or shop online at DouglasCountyFarmersCoop.com.
6th inning for the Roseburg Doc Stewart's number 1, third baseman, Cade Johnson.
Doc Stewart's defense helping out the offense. Now they're trying to get the bats going again. Cade Johnson will lay down a bunt, third base side, racing down the line. The throw, not in time. Owen Thompson makes a great play charging in, bare hand and throw to first, but he can't get it there to beat Cade Johnson, who hustles down the line for a leadoff bunt single to start things here in the 6th inning as the Doc Stewarts try to add some more to a 9-5 lead. It'll bring a pinch hitter. Drew Camp's going to swing at the first pitch he sees, but it will go straight to center fielder Aiden Horsley. And there's one away as Camp comes in to bat for Daniel Withers in the cleanup spot. Docs do have Colton Sywell pitching in the bullpen right now, using a softball to warm up out there. Evan Martin will bat. Martin is 1 for 3 in this one. Takes inside. On the mound, Dominic Daffrin still throwing for Medford. 1 out, 1 on. Daffrin's 1-0 pitch to Martin. Breaking ball, drops in, slices through for a strike. Martin has grounded out to short his last couple of times up. The 1-1 misses high. Sywell will be, I think, available for... He might be a full go. He didn't make it very deep in his last start. There's a 2-1 pitch, bounces outside, 3-1 count for Evan Martin. Sywell got the start against Mid-Valley. Didn't make it out of the first inning. It was a tough start for him there. They do have him thrown in the bullpen in case he's needed here in this one. 3-1. Martin golfs one out towards right center. That ball's going to hang up long enough, tracking it down. Tristan Wallace makes the catch on the run, fully extended with his left arm out. Pulls that ball in, taking away a hit from Evan Martin.
14, second baseman, Logan Anderson.
Martin got a lot of that one just a little bit too high in the air, allowing Tristan Wallace to run underneath it. That ball may be a slightly lower trajectory. It probably drops in. 2 down, still at first base after his leadoff bunt single, Cade Johnson. Up to bat, Logan Anderson 0 for 2 with a walk. He takes outside for ball 1. Sun shining. The breeze is blowing out to left right now. Not going to be nearly as warm here in Eugene today as it has been the last couple of days, where it's 79 right now and not expected to warm up too much more. Pitch outside, 2-0 count. Feels like the humidity has dropped a little bit, not nearly as muggy as it was earlier. At least it feels like it. Granted, I am sitting next to the air conditioner. Pitch inside and a bit elevated for Daffrin. 3-0 count. Here in the top of the 6th inning, Doc Stewart's on top of Medford, 9-5. 3-0 pitch with 2 away. And there's ball 4. Logan Anderson wasn't sure if he was going to get the call or not. Trying to feel as if he, I think, maybe just kind of earned himself a walk on that 3-0 pitch. And Anderson, the youngster out of Umpqua Valley Christian, gets on with his 2nd walk of the game. That's the 3rd walk issued by Daffrin. And now Knox Hubbard will bat. He's got 2 of the 8 walks issued by Medford's pitchers in this one. Johnson at 2nd, Anderson at 1st. Knox Hubbard looking for his first hit of the game. He'll take inside. That pitch goes off the glove to the backstop. The runners both move up 90 feet. The Doc Stewarts have done damage with 2 outs in this contest. And they'll look to do it again here in the 6th, see if they can add any insurance to their 4-run lead. Daffrin with the 1-0 delivery to the lefty, Knox Hubbard. Knox fouls it first base side. Line drive into the hedges down that right field side. Knox will dig back in. He walked in the 3rd and scored on the grand slam by Carson Dunn. 1-1 pitch with 2 away and 2 runners in scoring position. Ball gets by, but the runners will hold. Robbins, an all-conference catcher for the North Medford Black Tornadoes during the high school season, and a mainstay, it feels like, with the Medford Mustangs. Guy's got to be 23 by now. He was able to knock that one down and keep the runners where they're at. A 2-1 pitch. The surprising thing is he's still got another year of high school to go. 2-1 delivery. Hubbard pops it up, left side. It's going to carry enough out there for Kyle Cope to make the play in fair territory. So the Doc Stewarts will leave 2 stranded in scoring position here in the 6th inning. They lead at 9-5 as we go to the bottom of the 6th. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 2 men left on. We will go to the bottom of the 6th on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
Brook Communications radio stations have joined forces with the News Review and Lotus Web Services, announcing the Lotus Media Group, a multimedia enterprise. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen with Lotus Media Group, LLC.
Why can't they make something? Why can't they make it that isn't rigid but can stop? There's just got to be better in the future.
Conversations in the press box have gotten to day 3 status here in the state tournament. So we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. For the Mustangs, it'll be the 7-8-9 hitters coming up to bat against Evan Corbin, who's into his 6th inning of work. Doc Stewart's leading 9-5. trying to win in advance and pick up a couple of elimination game victories here in the state tournament. Medford, meanwhile, trying to do the same thing after losing in extras yesterday against the Portland Barbers. First pitch from Evan Corbin here in the 6th inning is strike one to Caleb Long, who is 0 for 2 in the ballgame. The 0-1 pitch just a bit high, a 1-1 count. Doc Stewart's Baseball brought to you by Evergreen Family Medicine. They've got their new facility open in Sutherland. It's a pitch just outside, 2-1 count. You can check out their new facility just below the golf course, state-of-the-art family medicine, urgent care, and lab services. Ball popped up. Foul territory, third base side. Cade Johnson checks the dugout, has room, makes the grab, one away.
Now batting for the Mustangs.
0 for 3 now in the game for Caleb Long. He's the first out here in the 6th inning for Medford. Kyle Cope has played pretty well in left field, making some big catches out there for the Mustangs. He made the third out in the top of the 6th inning. He stands in 0 for 2. Last time up, he got robbed of a base hit by Logan Anderson on a line drive to second. Takes high for ball one. Kyle Cope out of South Medford High School, earning first-team All-League honors as an outfielder. He gets a line drive, and he gets that one not nearly as tough of a play for Cade Johnson as what Logan Anderson did, but another line drive caught by the Doc's infield on the off the bat of Kyle Cope there. He's the second out, 2 away. Johnny King, the 9-hitter, bats with nobody on base. He is 0 for 2 in the game, reached on an error. He'll hit one to right field. That's going to dive in front. Drew Camp has come in defensively for the Doc Stewarts after his pinch hit appearance. He takes over for Daniel Withers in right field and sends that ball back in with 2 outs. Johnny King with his first hit of the game, and that is the 7th hit in the ball game for the Mustangs. Top of their order, Tristan Malari will bat with 2 outs. Evan Corbin, his 85th pitch of the game, is fouled back to the backstop for strike one. Tristan Malari, also out of South Medford, class of 2025. He was a first-team All-League pitcher for the Panthers this year. Takes high and away. Solid squad out of this Medford team with the two North and South Medford down there. And they unfortunate for them and their fans that there's a lot of guys they would have loved to have seen back on the team this year that could have come back that did not. They're playing in kind of college wood bat teams. I know Cameron Sewell out of South Medford playing with the Rogues down there. It's a 2-1 pitch fouled away towards the parking lot. Tanner Douglas out of North Medford. Trey Newman out of North Medford. All those guys out playing at a slightly higher competition level as they gear up for possible college runs. And if they had all those guys, this Medford team would be very loaded this year. But they're still a good team. And let me tell you, leading 9-5 right now, not comfortable with where the Docs sit yet. Want to see this game go final. 2-2 pitch with 2 away and a man at first. And that ball down the left field side, foul for Malari. It'll stay a 2-2 count. Area 4, always competitive. Doc Stewart finishing third in the league this year. 3 of the 4 teams that get into the state tournament or into the postseason out of Area 4 still in it. After today, 1 team will be knocked out. 1 more team after Klamath Falls was knocked out in the play-in round. Grounder dribbled up the middle. Brooks Avery will field it and step on second for the final out. He gets Johnny King at second on the roller up the middle by Tristan Malari. Malari got caught reaching on the breaking ball from Evan Corbett. Doc Stewart's keep Medford off the board for another inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 man left on. We go to the 7th inning. Doc Stewart's are leading 9-5. Looking to add some more insurance on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
At Douglas County Farmers Co-op, we want your four-legged friends to be healthy and happy. That's why we stock a carefully curated selection of pet, equine, and livestock supplies. From the premium foods your pets crave to grooming and show supplies that help you shine in the show ring, you'll find it at Douglas County Farmers Co-op. Our knowledgeable staff are here to help with those tough pet and livestock care questions. Stop by or shop at DouglasCountyFarmersCoop.com.
In baseball, home plate is always 60 feet 6 inches from the mound. But in life, sometimes your home plate needs to move. If you're planning to move, contact BTB Moving for help. BTB Moving is a labor-only company offering statewide services such as packing and unpacking, loading and unloading, piano moving, cleaning services, and 24-hour emergency services. BTB Moving is an affordable veteran-owned company. Call 541-315-0122 for help with your next move. BTB Moving for all your moving needs.
Moving off the top of the seventh inning for the Roseburg.
Top of the seventh inning. Here we go. Doc Stewart's leading 9-5. Waylon McKnight, 1 for 2 on the day, leads things off. The DH takes inside for ball 1. Doc Stewart's baseball here on The Score. The video stream brought to you by the Cow Creek Tribe. Thanks for everybody tuning in here this afternoon. 1-0 pitch to McKnight. Popped up, out of play. When this game goes final, whenever that may be, remember to stick around for the Neal Company Real Estate post-game show. We'll recap the conclusion to this ball game. 1-1 pitch to McKnight. Fouls off another one. McKnight has scored twice in this game. Had a one-out double in the 5th inning and eventually came around to score on the single by Brooks Avery. Takes strike 3, though, as that pitch hitting the outside corner from Dominic Daffron into his tail end of his outing. Gets the strikeout there for Daffron, his 3rd strikeout in the ballgame. 1 away to start things here in the 7th inning for the Mustangs. Sebastian Watson 0 for 3 in the 9 spot, takes strike 1. Dominic Daffron came in for Hunter Schwenk back in the 2nd inning. He has come in and looking to finish out the 7th as Watson will line one to left field. Kyle Cope will play it cleanly. Watson chopping at the high pitch, almost got it to drop in left field. But he lines out to left for the 2nd out, top of the order. Docs, I don't know if I'll have time to do the math here, but with 2 outs, they have been able to make things interesting for the Mustangs with 2 outs the last couple of innings. See if Avery can do it here. Takes outside, ball 1. Brooks Avery with 2 outs in the 5th inning drove in a run to stretch the lead to 4 for the Doc Stewarts. The 1-0 pitch inside by just a bit. 2-0 count on the mound. Dominic Daffron hit 94 pitches right now. The limit 105 in American Legion Baseball. That pitch is popped up foul, first base side. Malari with room and will make the play. A 1-2-3 top of the 7th inning for the Doc Stewarts. Unable to do anything to add to their lead, but they are 3 outs away from moving on to day 4 of the tournament. Evan Corbin out on the mound. He's closing in on the pitch limit, but he needs just 3 more outs to get the victory. We'll come back after this 60-second timeout on 541radio.com and on The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
To us, pizza the way it ought to be isn't just our slogan. It's our promise and our passion to give you the best dining experience and the best tasting pizza you expect. For over 40 years, we've been making pizza the way it ought to be. Handmade with the freshest and finest ingredients. Our dough is made fresh daily, and we use 100% whole milk mozzarella cheese and toppings edge to edge. There's pizza, and then there's Mountain Mike's Pizza. Pizza the way it ought to be.
My wife and I moved to Oregon to raise a family, set our roots, and to have a lot of fun outdoors. We quickly realized that we needed a truck or a rig for the projects that we were doing in our backyard. When we were looking to find a place to finance our truck, we asked our patients, and everyone.
Bottom of the 7th, Doc Stewart's leading 9-5 over Medford. Up to bat, Tristan Wallace with a 1-1 count. Will take just outside for ball 2 as the Mustangs need 4 to tie, and they will have the heart of their order coming up. A 2-1 pitch. Ooh, misses just. Must have been just a bit low to Tristan Wallace, who is 0 for 2 in the game with a walk. Evan Corbin, 3-1 pitch outside for ball 4. Third walk in the game for Evan Corbin. Out to the mound will go Knox Hubbard for a quick visit to settle in the pitcher. Up to 95 pitches in the game for Evan Corbin here. So for him to close it out, he's going to have to do it within about the next 10 pitches if he's going to go for the complete game. Visit out to the mound now for pitching coach A.J. Doolittle. Colton Sywell looks like he'll be the guy tabbed for a relief appearance if the Doc Stewarts need him, as he heads back out to the bullpen to get loose a little bit more. A.J. Doolittle out there talking with Corbin and Hubbard. 1 on, nobody out. 9-5 ball game. The winner moves on to play at 3 o'clock tomorrow and be one of the final 4 teams left in the tournament. Aiden Horsley, 2 for 3 in the game. A double, a single, 3 RBIs, and a run scored. First pitch, fouled away for strike 1. Corbin, an 0-1 count. Gets a swing and a miss out of Horsley for strike 2. Horsley, the third batter in the lineup for Coach Nate Maben. The 0-2 pitch, off speed. Misses just inside and low. 1-2 count. Corbin's 1-2. Up the middle, base hit. Into center field for Aiden Horsley. 8th hit in the game for the Mustangs. Runners at first and second with nobody out.
Number 8.
That'll bring up Eli Havey, who is 2 for 3, the cleanup batter. Corbin sitting at 99 pitches. Havey puts one in the air out to center field. That ball caught by Carson Dunn, an adventure as he fires back in, 1 away. Up to third base goes Tristan Wallace. Doc Stewart's 2 outs away from the win. Carson Dunn, that's one of those ones, if you got the family circus feet, as you follow the kids running around in family circus, if you could follow Carson Dunn on that one. Came in, goes back, then started to sprint a little bit faster, but he does what he does. Carson Dunn, a quality center fielder with his speed. He covers a lot of ground out there. 1 away. Jeremiah Robbins grounded into a double play his last time up. Runners on the corners with 1 away. First pitch, strike 1 to Robbins. At first base, Aiden Horsley. Ball lifted to left field by Robbins on the run. Sebastian Watson will make the catch, carries into foul territory. He'll throw back in. The runner has to go back to first. The throw there. Double play. Got him. Ducks win. Ducks are going to day 4 of the tournament. The run will count, but the Ducks will win 9-6. And they knock the defending state champs out of the state tournament. The Doc Stewarts double off Aiden Horsley at first base on the final out of the ball game. And the Docs will win it. Aiden Horsley was all the way to second when that catch was made just down the left field line by Sebastian Watson, who threw in, and Brooks Avery's relayed to first, pulled Evan Martin off the bag, but he reached back and tagged Horsley sliding in, and he's called out for the final play at first base. Doc Stewarts take out the defending champs, and they're going to day 4 of the tournament tomorrow. We'll figure out who they're playing here real soon. 9-6 the final as the Doc Stewarts win by 3. How about that, folks? A second game in an elimination setting, and the Doc Stewarts come through. Great ball game with Medford, as it always is, and the Doc Stewarts will get a little bit of revenge after seeing 2 games go to Medford in the regular season when the Doc Stewarts were leading big. The Doc Stewarts ended up giving it up in the 7th inning or in extra innings in 2 losses to Medford during the regular season. They get a little bit of revenge here, and how sweet it is. First game of the tournament for assistant coach A.J. Doolittle, a former Medford Mustang, and he's able to knock his former team out. He played for the Mustangs back in the day, coaching with Coach Savage here with the Doc Stewarts this season. And he is able to send his old team home and out of the tournament. What a ball game. We'll talk more about it when we come back. Docs winners 9-6 over Medford here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Concourse at Sweet Johnson Stadium.
Remember the good old days when you didn't have to make an appointment or wait in line for an hour just to talk to your teller, when businesses were local and gave back to the community. At Cascade Community Credit Union, there are some things will never change. We're the only credit union or bank headquartered in Douglas County, and making our members a priority has always been our priority. For easy and simplified banking, visit CCCU. No appointment, just come on in.
Deciding where to purchase your next vehicle is just as important as the vehicle itself. At Roseburg Honda, our seasoned staff is dedicated to matching you with the right car. From sales to service, our goal is to make sure all of your needs are met, and you leave our dealership feeling good every time you visit. No need to waste your valuable time driving up and down the freeway when the ultimate car buying experience is right here at home. Roseburg Honda. We treat you like family.
For over 100 years, Douglas County Farmers Co-op has been serving the needs of farmers, ranchers, and homeowners throughout Southern Oregon. Here, everyone is welcome. When you shop with us, you can expect good people, good products, and good advice. No membership needed. Just bring yourself, and we'll provide the expertise and products you need to tackle your next project. Douglas County Farmers Co-op, where everyone is welcome to shop.
To us, pizza the way it ought to be isn't just our slogan. It's our promise and our passion to give you the best dining experience and the best tasting pizza you expect. For over 40 years, we've been making pizza the way it ought to be. Handmade with the freshest and finest ingredients. Our dough is made fresh daily, and we use 100% whole milk mozzarella cheese and toppings edge to edge. There's pizza, and then there's Mountain Mike's Pizza. Pizza the way it ought to be.
Successful companies have a very important secret. Good advertising works and make.
All right, I think I've settled myself down enough here to get to the Neal Company Real Estate post-game show. Yeah, Medford's the team you never want to see in the postseason. Those guys over there have been so dang tough through the years. That's why they've won 18 state titles through the years. Had a lengthy winning streak of state championships through the years. The defending state champs in an elimination game. Oh, boy. But we knew going into it with Evan Corbin on the mound, Doc Stewart's felt good about their chances, and they come through here today. A big grand slam home run by Carson Dunn, and the Doc Stewarts able to take out the defending state champ Medford Mustangs. Your final score, 9-6. The Docs beating the Mustangs. Final numbers, 9 runs, 7 hits, 2 errors for the Doc Stewarts, and they will leave 7 men on base. For the Mustangs, 6 runs on 8 hits. They commit 1 error and they end up leaving 5 men on base. Evan Corbin will pick up the win for the Roseburg Dr. Stewarts as he improves to 7-0 on the season. Taking the loss will be Dominic Daffrin in this one here today. This is the Neal Company Real Estate Postgame Show, and you can check out available rentals and of properties by going to nealco.com. Nealco.com. We're going to go ahead and take our final break of the postgame show. Allow me another moment to continue to gather myself and put together all the numbers, and we'll come back to wrap this one up for you, get you all of the details as the Doc Stewarts will play it tomorrow. They, for a third straight year, will make it to the fourth day of the state tournament. And we'll figure out who they're going to be playing as the day wears on. Doc Stewart's a winner, 9-6 over the Medford Mustangs. To come back after this break on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
Find everything you need to enjoy the outdoors at home or on the road at Douglas County Farmers Co-op. Our garden center has what you need to create an oasis at home, from patio furniture to plants and everything in between. And whether you're barbecuing at home or tailgating at the game, we stock the best products from Yeti, Traeger, and Weber. Stop by or shop online at DouglasCountyFarmersCoop.com.
In baseball, home plate is always 60 feet 6 inches from the mound. But in life, sometimes your home plate needs to move. If you're planning to move, contact BTB Moving for help. BTB Moving is a labor-only company offering statewide services such as packing and unpacking, loading and unloading, piano moving, cleaning services, and 24-hour emergency services. BTB Moving is an affordable veteran-owned company. Call 541-315-0122 for help with your next move. BTB Moving for all your moving needs.
No anthem. Right. Starters, non-starters, coaches, both teams, color sportsmanship, umpire, let's see, say 22 football, and announce the umpire's names as soon as you get them. Okay. I don't know who they are.
Okay, will do.
Roseburg moving on as we welcome you back here to the Neal Company Real Estate Postgame Show. Doc Stewart's knock out the defending champs Medford with a 9-6 victory here today. Joey Keyran here with you. Congratulations to Medford. A great season for the Mustangs, and you never can count them out. I was talking about that earlier. They are a team that you just don't want to see in the postseason because they have had so much success in this position. But today the Doc Stewarts had their number, and they take out the Mustangs to advance on to day 4 of the tournament. Docs still need there's still a lot in front of them for this season, but they have kept their chances alive at trying to make it into the championship game on Wednesday. As the Doc Stewarts get the win here, take a look at the numbers in this one. Let's first recap the scoring. Docs would take a lead 3-0 in the top of the first inning. A double by Evan Martin scored a run. There was an error that helped the Docs score a run in there, and a sac fly by Daniel Withers as the Doc Stewarts would put 3 on the board. But Medford would get 3 back in the bottom of the first as Tristan Malari and Aiden Horsley both with doubles in that first inning. Horsley driving in 2 with his double, and another run would score. Horsley would score on a wild pitch. It was tied 3-3. Roseburg got a run back in the top of the second on a double by Cade Johnson. They led 4-3, but then Medford got 2 runs in the bottom of the second to take a 5-4 advantage. Medford scoring on RBI singles with 2 outs by Aiden Horsley and Eli Havey. Medford led 5-4 going to the third inning, and the Doc Stewarts looked like they were going to be trailing 5-4 going to the bottom of the third. With 2 outs, though, they would get a base hit, infield single for Brooks Avery, got him on base after a couple of walks put Knox Hubbard and Waylon McKnight on earlier in the inning. So with 2 outs, the bases were loaded, and that brought Carson Dunn to the plate. And the young man hit his 5th home run of the season as he clears the left field fence for a grand slam to put the Docs on top by a score of 8-5 at the time. Docs were leading by 3. They would add 1 more insurance run in the 5th. That would come on a base hit by Brooks Avery. He drives in a run to make it 9-5. Docs would hold that lead all the way to the 7th. Medford got a leadoff walk to Tristan Wallace, and a base hit by Aiden Horsley put runners at first and second. They would get the runner to third base. Eli Havey flew out to center field. He tagged and advanced to third on the fly ball out by Eli Havey. Tristan Wallace would get to third on the fly ball out by Eli Havey. And then Jeremiah Robbins up to bat with 1 out. He launched one deep to left field. I'm not sure if it had landed and not been caught. I don't know if it would have been a fair or foul ball. It was that close to the line. But Sebastian Watson catches it deep in left field. His momentum carried him into foul territory. He threw back in, and for some reason, Aiden Horsley maybe didn't expect the ball to make that direction. Maybe thought the throw would be going home to try and get Tristan Wallace scoring from third. But the throw goes all the way to first. It goes from Watson to Avery on the cutoff. The relay to first to Martin. Pulled Martin off the bag, but he dove back in, applying the tag on Aiden Horsley. A double play for the Doc Stewarts to finish out the ball game and knock out the Mustangs here in the state tournament. So the Doc Stewarts advancing on with the 9-6 victory. Taking a look at the numbers. For Evan Corbin getting the win today, he pitches 7 innings, gives up 6 runs on 8 hits, 3 walks, and 2 strikeouts. Hunter Schwenk pitched the first inning and a third. He gets a no decision. Dominic Daffrin, the grand slam that put the Docs in front, went to his total, so he will take the loss. Daffrin pitches 5 2/3 innings of relief, gives up 5 runs on 5 hits, 3 walks, and 3 strikeouts, as he will suffer the loss in the final game of the season for the Mustangs. Offensive numbers, Brooks Avery 2 for 3 with 3 runs scored and an RBI. Carson Dunn 1 for 3 with a run scored and 4 RBI. Cade Johnson 2 for 3 in the game with 1 RBI and a run scored. He had a double. Daniel Withers goes 0 for 2, drove in a run on a sac fly. Drew Camp came in as a defensive replacement. He got 1 at-bat, goes 0 for 1. Evan Martin goes 1 for 4 with an RBI double, scored a run and had that RBI. Logan Anderson 0 for 2 in the game with a pair of walks. Knox Hubbard goes 0 for 2 with a run scored. He had a pair of walks. Waylon McKnight was 1 for 3 with 2 runs scored. He had a double in the game. And Sebastian Watson 0 for 4. On the other side for Medford, 1 for 3 for Tristan Malari with 2 runs scored. He had a double and drew a walk. Tristan Wallace was 0 for 2 with 2 walks and 2 runs scored. Aiden Horsley goes 3 for 4 in the game. He had 1 run scored and picked up 3 RBIs. He had a double and 2 singles, driving in 3. Eli Havey goes 2 for 4 in the matchup. A pair of singles, he drove in 1. Jeremiah Robbins was 0 for 4 in the contest. Owen Thompson goes 1 for 3 with a double. Caleb Long was 0 for 3. Kyle Cope 0 for 3. And Johnny King in the 9 spot goes 1 for 3 with a run scored. That is how this one played out here today, and the Doc Stewarts will play tomorrow. Looking ahead for your broadcast schedule, Docs at the moment, and I don't know how much this might shift around. I assume the Docs will be in the 3 o'clock game tomorrow, but they will move things around to avoid previous opponents. So Roseburg has not played the Barbers or the Challengers, so they could play either of those teams without a problem. But Salem has played the Portland Barbers, and Mid-Valley has played the Emerald Challengers. Those were games yesterday. No, sorry. The Salem played the Barbers on day 1 of the tournament, and the Mid-Valley played the Emerald Challengers on day 2. So, kind of depends if Salem were to win and the Barbers were to win, the Docs it might be some shifting around. The Doc Stewarts will most likely play either the Barbers or the Challengers. That's kind of the case as the bracket works. Without having to do any switching around, the Doc Stewarts are set to play the loser of the final game of the day between the Portland Barbers and the Emerald Challengers. So we'll just kind of wait to see how everything plays out here in Eugene. We'll keep you posted. We'll work on getting everything updated at 541radio.com for you to stay up to date on things there. We'll also have things on our Facebook page, and we'll try to share things on the Roseburg Clint Newell Dr. Stewart's Facebook page as well to keep everybody updated on what's going on. But the Doc Stewarts will be playing tomorrow on day 4 of the tournament. They've got the 1 loss on their record, so every game's an elimination game from here on out, but the Doc Stewarts still have a chance. We'll wrap it up there as we got to make room here in the broadcast booth for games coming up later today. But as we wrap things up, we want to say thanks to the Emerald Challengers for hosting us for today's matchup. Or hosting the state tournament, I should say, today's matchup, as well as all of them here through this 5-day tournament. Big thank you to them. They've been running a pretty good tournament here through the first 3 days, and looking forward to seeing how things wrap up here in Eugene. Thanks to the Medford Mustangs. I didn't get to catch up with their coaches, but earlier in the season, run-ins with them, always polite, always great. They run a championship program down there, and while we might be rivals on the fields, those guys down there are class acts, and always appreciate seeing them on the other side. May not like to see them on the other side, but know that you're going to get a good game out of them every time you see them. So thanks to the Medford Mustangs for a great ball game here today. Thanks to head coach Eric Savage and the entire Roseburg American Legion baseball program for allowing us to bring you another season of Roseburg Doc Stewart's baseball here on The Score. And thanks to Brenton Cranford back in the studio for the radio production here today, running things on The Score on your radio this afternoon. He's been putting in a lot of days of work during the tournament as well, so appreciate him being there day in and day out. And as always, a thanks to you, the fan, for tuning in for today's broadcast, because, of course, without you, I'm just a guy sitting here talking to myself. I'm Joey Kieran. We're going to do it again tomorrow, folks. How about that? Doc Stewart's at the moment scheduled to play at 3 o'clock. We will plan for that, but if anything changes, we'll do our best to make sure that you know exactly when the Doc Stewarts are playing by updating things at 541radio.com and on our Facebook page, 1490 The Score on Facebook. So stay with us there, folks. Tomorrow, the Doc Stewarts play on day 4 of the tournament. Expect it to be at 3 o'clock. That means pregame at 2:45. We'll have the action for you. Streaming with video online at 541radio.com, presented by the Cow Creek Tribe, and right here on Douglas County's home for sports, The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. What a day.